Chat, should I let the demon in? Should I? She's not really trusted in here right now. But should I just let her in? I mean, I'm in here, so... Oh, we got audio.
이라는 걸.
Police is desperate. Alright, hang on. I'll let the demon in. Alright, she's been allowed in. Is this... Okay, hang on, we gotta go into settings real quick. Turn master volume down a decent amount so it can be clean difference between them. The demon immediately ran under my bed. Concerning, but it's not like she doesn't do that usually. Do you see now? You can't run from us. You dare interrupt me just as I was engraving the... You must be out of your...
엄밀히 따져보면 스승님이 하려는 게 도시의 금기는 아니더라.
In her cave, yes. She's in her little hiding spot.
아무도 시도할 생각조차 못했던 그런 일이라고 해야 하나?
I'm gonna just let the character talk.
어라? 근데 이 녀석
Mainly because it might be a little bit awkward trying to read over it afterwards.
그 사이에 머리를 갈아 끼웠군. 원래 당신 같은 자들은 준비성조차 철저한가?
Just wait till I get the... Likes of you will be no match for...
아무래도 저 대가리엔 입까지는 없는 모양인데?
goat. Well, I mean, I think that says lion, honestly.
째깍거리는 소리만 들리네. 속에서는 비명이라도 지르는 걸까?
I think we just died or something.
째깍대는 소리가 빨라지는 걸 보니
Did we get snapped?
아파하기는 하나 봐.
Is that what that was? Damn it. Why am I being attacked? Good. Remember decay already? It's done too quick.
뭐야? 이젠 잠잠하네. 그럼 슬슬 끝내자.
늑대, 여긴 누구도 오지 않고 누구도 볼 수 없는 곳이야. 뭐가...
우린 가르침을
That was
따라야
not
해.
him talking.
시간을 끌어서는 안 되니까.
그렇지만... 우리가 살면서 언제 이런 녀석을 죽여보겠어?
사자, 너는 일을 할 때 너무 감정적이야. 공과 사는 구분하면 좋겠군. 얼굴을 보고 싶었는데 아쉽게 됐어. 당신의 별이 어디 있는지는 알려주지 않겠지.
Hell I am. I'm taking this location to the grave with... Welcome, Commander, to Limbus Company. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you. I will probably have questions because I only know a little bit of vague stuff about the game. Well, but they speaking ticking noises. That is honestly pretty fun. Damn it. Where was Supposed to be again. My memories are fading too quickly.
그렇군. 입이 없었지. 자연히 그것을 찾을 방법도 이자에게선 얻을 수 없겠군.
그럼 이제 끝내도 돼?
그래.
애가 무슨 소리야? 표범, 설마 뒤에다가 추적자들을 달고 온 거야?
아니, 쫓아올 자는 아무도 없었어. 짐승일 확률은
That did not sound like a wild animal. To be
짐승
honest.
소리가 아니야. 이건
That sounds like a vehicle.
버스.
저런 게 어떻게 여기까지 굴러 들어왔지?
조난당한 버스인가 본데? 길을 잘못 든 죗값은 생각보다 무거울 테.
Don't think that bus is taking as big of a hit as that one is.
사자가 밀린 거야?
Vehicular manslaughter. Let's go! The bus is on our side.
여전히 내 눈이 틀림없다면 당신은 영광의 항구에 이르겠지.
Who are you? That nameplate says Frost?
어두운 숲에서 길을 잃었군요.
Oh, thanks for the follow. I feel like there are probably references I am missing so far, like with some of the names. I'm guessing that like this one, I have no clue. That's why I'm thinking I'm probably missing things. But for the enemies that we've seen so far, you know, the 3 that tried to kill us, at least 2 of them I feel like can kind of be what's the word? Associated with like one of the 7 deadly sins, and that seems to kind of be a vague theme I feel like that's one of the few things that I can kind of, names are literature references, but I'll explain once you meet everyone if you'd like. I might try to figure them out myself first, but I will probably take you up on that. Thank you. Alright, I have to focus back on the game. I'm probably gonna put on auto for this. What? 'Cause I can save my parts pretty
하지만
easily,
당신은
I think.
두렵지 않았어요. 왜일까요?
That's because I could simply lift my head and find the star.
그래요. 이제 그 형상을 되뇌면서 제가 하는 말을 마음으로 외치세요.
Oh,
너의
thanks for the
별을
hydrate.
따라가거라.
That real quick. Follow your star. Can I go back again? Yes. At that moment, I felt a sudden thump in my head. Get hit in the head? Followed by the sensation of multiple chains penetrating me.
걱정하지 마세요. 정말로 심장을 못 쓰게 된 게 아니니까.
That escalated quickly.
이것으로 계약은 완료되었습니다.
Hydrate real quick.
단테, 이제 저희는 당신의 시간에 귀속되었습니다.
Oh, are we Dante's Inferno? What do
이제
you...
저희의 심장이 멎고 뛰면 당신의 시각이 어디 위치하는지에 따라 달렸습니다. 잘 부탁드려요.
정말 이걸로 된 건가요?
사과 한 알이 떨어졌소.
이 사람은 아직도 이상한 소리만 하네.
찌뿌둥해. 이제 움직여도 되는 거지?
뭐 몸을 풀어보는 것도 나쁘진 않겠지.
불쌍하게 나뒹굴고 있는 저것은 뭐지? 우리의 마지막 대원이 될 자인가?
말 조심하는 게 좋을걸. 우리 상사가 될 뿐이래.
습격은 순식간이었을 텐데 용케 머리를 숨겼군요.
Who are you people? What's up with this bus?
우리는 당신을 돕기 위해 찾아온 정의의 사자들이고 이건 원하는 곳은 어디든 갈 수 있는 마술 버스죠.
Justice? Bus? I don't...
그런 대답을 바라는 거 아니었어요? 그렇게 생각하는 쪽이 마음 편할 테니. 시간도 없고 유리한 상황도 아니니까 천천히 하지만 한 번만 설명하죠.
After some time passed. So let me get this right. As long as I do as you say, those complete strangers who I've never ever met before will fight in my stead.
맞아요. 당신이 올바르게 명령을 내린다면요.
Right, then let's slaughter these shitheads. Go back to where I was. To where I was and what I was doing. Where am I even supposed to go to? Just around the cusp of an extremely important moment, something I was never supposed to forget.
진정해요. 그 머리로 기억이 온전할 리가. 지금은 눈앞에 놓인 전투에 집중하죠, 단테.
뭐라고 불러야 할지. 시계 지휘관님? 아무튼 전투 명령을 내려주십시오.
뭘 명령까지야. 각계전투밖에 답이 없지 않나?
저기요!
뭘 쑥덕대고 있는 거야? 다 으스러뜨리면 그만이잖아.
최선을 다해주세요, 단테.
Guess I don't have any other choice. Alright, I'm assuming that's not everyone. That I saw 13 as like the highest number. Oh wait, it's a fight. It's a fight. Alright, I have to do things. Let us begin by learning the basics of combat. Please direct your attention to the dashboard here. You'll use the dashboard to relay your commands to the sinners. Very cool, very nice. You'll find each sinner's skills on the dashboard. Control scheme is simple. Simply drag from left to right. Drag from the left end of the dashboard to the right end to chain the skills. You are ready to enter the combat phase. Allow this when you guide your hand, press and hold the gear on the left in the dashboard, grab the chain. Then while you're holding the chain, left gear connect the skill from left to right along the guiding line. Alright. Well done. Now the skills, while the sinners have been chained, you may press the gear on the right to start the combat phase.
금방 다녀올게.
I don't know what those commands were, but I feel like we are losing right now. As you, the manager, issue your orders, let's try that again. Dashboard, grab the chain from left to right, connect the skills along the guiding line, command use of them. Okay, just go for the sinners in combat, start the combat phase, follow the steps, grab the chain, thread through the skills, connect the chain, got it. Alright, I don't actually know what these skills do, but I guess we are following this for now because I have no clue what they do.
적들을 제거하겠어.
Okay, just a little bit of damage. You know, our cursor kind of looks like a mix between like an inkwell pen and some kind of needle. You know, it has like the hole on the bottom and everything. Please issue command. Oh boy, I'm on my own. I don't know what these do yet. There's like an info button. Can I hover over these for information, or should I just kind of guess? Okay, this one seems useful. Let's go for that. Just play with the funny colors. There'll be an info button later. Good to know? Alright. I want blue again. Purple. Let's go with that.
폭들을 제거하겠소.
I wish I knew anything on what I was doing. Alright, let's see. It seemed like these attacks might have worked last time. Maybe. What worked last time? So... Oh, I get it. Alright. Maybe want that one. It's a little bit better. Let's go for that.
금방 다녀올게.
Is this a fight I can actually win? No. I have a feeling. Is that a battle that you can actually win?
이해가 되지 않는군.
Get it.
이런 것들에게 사자가 당했다고.
Scripted loss, got it. It didn't look like any of those abilities would actually do something. I mean, some of them did damage, but that was about it.
방금까지 싸웠던 사람이 말하긴 그렇지만 이건 대화로 풀 수 있는...
Do I get to? I can do auto. There we go.
이건
Alright, he's dead.
이상적이지 않소.
I recognize this guy.
처음부터 말이 안 되는 싸움이라고 생각했는데
다들 장난해? 난 시작도.
The hell? You said you'd fight my steed.
이겨준다는 말은 안 했어요.
What?
그리고 저만 남았네요.
Okay, so you meant for this to happen? You've got an ace up your sleeve, haven't you?
비장의 수라기보단 그저 별을 따라가는 거죠.
Welcome in, Raiders!
단체로 자살놀이라도 하는 건가?
Please enjoy your stay. Hope you
some
guys enjoyed
유쾌하진
your
않군.
stream. I have no clue how to do the shadow, but I'm gonna figure out that real quick. What am I supposed to do? Driving with all that fanfare into something? Let me turn auto off real quick. Is that auto? Nope, that is not auto off. Hang on. Shush. Shush, shush. I need to figure this out real quick. I feel like I should know how to do this. It's, exclamation SO and the person's username for shout out. Thank you. Not sure if there's space for this. Oh, there is. Right? Yeah, let me double check, make sure I spelled that right. Alright, this should be right. I cannot press enter apparently. That does not work here. Did that work? I don't think I did this right. I don't actually know if I have this active. Hang on. Hang on. We're gonna do the roundabout way of doing this real quick, which is to copy the name and then go check. Try slash set. Exclamation. I might actually have it set like that. Hang on. Slash. Shoutouts. Oh yeah, I have it set that way. Right, alright, hopefully that works. Alright, we got a shout out. I do not have the bot ready for it, but yeah, thank you to Jin's Creations. It's all fine, thanks. Hope you enjoy the game. It's really good. I am hoping I enjoy it. Everyone seems to like it, so I'm assuming this is going to be pretty fun. I know basically nothing on the game. I know that it's a fighting game. I know that it has, like, literature stuff. From like PSA to experienced managers, from new players, nothing when they need time to play. Yeah, I apologize in advance for going, ooh, what's this do? And clicking the worst possible button for at least the first 3 streams. I apologize in advance. Alright, I need to refocus on the game. Thank you for the raid. Hope you guys enjoy your stay. Don't feel like you have to stay if you know, you're tired, you just finished another stream. If you want to lurk, lurker friendly. I don't know what to say here. I'm trying to just copy what I've heard other people say. But welcome in. Because the project name communities. Code making insane display. Alright, let's bump that number up to like what, 10? How many? I don't know how many streams long this will be. Depends on the length of the streams. Eventually I will make good decisions, but that's not going to be anytime soon, probably. I can probably sit at that set of information. Alright. Gotta focus back on the game. Right. Is this how I die?
뱀에게 전해라, 거짓
Hit
사자.
auto back on for this.
이건 막을 수 없는 흐름이라고.
Oh, we got some trail with it?
왜?
내가 왜 팔다리만 잘라낸 줄 아나? 그래야 사지 멀쩡한 네가 저들을 데리고 허둥지둥 이곳을 벗어날 테니까. 달아난 팔과 다리를 대체해줄 놈이 너밖에 없으니.
붉은 시선.
그렇게 노려보지 마. 네 놈들이 해놓은 짓에 비하면 별것도 아니잖아. 그 정도 부상이면 위에서도 충분히 할 일을 했다고 생각할 거다. 훈장처럼 여기라고. 아니면 여기서 명줄을 놓고 싶은가?
Are you one of them? Too late. They're already...
늦은 건 아무것도 없습니다, 단테. 우리에게 필요한 건 오직 되돌릴 시간뿐이니까.
I feel like I should probably... Welcome into all of the new chatters. I'm realizing I'm probably very behind on this note. I'm suddenly overwhelmed by excruciating pain with a test stab. I did not hit the roof. By flashes of ribs, intestines, stomachs, and lungs. It sounds like I couldn't even tell where the pain was coming from anymore. The cry of pure agony as I felt my body twisting and breaking open. My consciousness fading. The only thing I could perceive was this sight of mutilated bodies around me, inexplicably regenerating.
앞으로도 끝내주게 고통스러울 겁니다, 단테.
Voice of the man with the red eyes. Alright, burn each other. I hear a beast howling from somewhere. Why ceaselessly? Is it wailing out of hunger or...
움찔움찔거려. 일어난 걸까?
Time to put auto back on.
드디어 정신을 차렸군. 버티지 못하고 골러갔으면 조금 실망할 뻔했어.
상쾌한 아침. 나는야 버스기사 카런.
아침은 아니지만 상쾌하긴 하겠어. 기분이 어떻습니까, 단테?
Well,
제각거리는군. 의사소통이 안 되는 건 제법 곤란한데.
it's
저는
fine. I'll just like stab a chain
베르길리우스라고
through your
합니다.
fight options.
이 말이
and that'll
제대로
help.
들린다면 무언가 이해했다는 행동이라도 취하시죠, 단테.
Gave him a quick nod. He didn't seem lost.
좋아, 듣는 것엔 문제가 없군. 일단 출발하지, 카론.
출발할게. 부릉부릉.
There's a heavy roar of vibrations. Seems they come from the bottom of the deep layer. It was then that I realized I was bored of us. Thus, can't be sure if I've ever ridden such a vehicle in the past.
당신이 누구였는지는 기억합니까?
Shook my head to say no. I'd just been reminded that my pet was now a clinking mechanism of some
원래
factory.
기억을 되찾고 싶겠군. 그렇지 않나?
I nodded. I sure felt like an idiot.
아, 매끄럽군. 다들 이렇게 몸짓으로만 말하면 안 되는 건가? 어떻게 생각하지, 파우스토 씨?
Hi, demon.
파우스트는 사양하고 싶어요. 저희가 매끄럽게 몸을 움직일 수 있는 상황이 그렇게 많지는 않을 것 같으니까요.
She's the one who spoke to me back in the forest. Her silver hair glistening even without sunlight gives off a rather serious air.
단테,
Dante? Come to think of it, the man with red eyes has been calling me that too.
단테는 당신의 이름이에요. 이름까지 잊으셨군요.
Sure looks like it. Doesn't sound familiar at all.
점차 익숙해질 거랍니다.
Wait, you can understand me? The group that attacked me earlier, and that Virgil, whatever he was called, seemed to hear nothing but ticking from me.
파우스트에게는 제대로 된 단어로 들린답니다.
You actually can, but how? I don't even have a real mouth.
그런 구시대적인 발상은 머리를 바꾸어서 생긴 건가요? 성대나 혀 따위의 발성기관이 있어야만 대화를 할 수 있다는 건 시대착오적인 이야기죠.
Right. Never
당신의
considered that.
말은 한 사람에게만 보낼 수도 있고
Not trying to say
모두에게 전달할 수도 있답니다. 모두라는 말은 수정해야겠군요. 수감자들에게만 해당하는 이야기예요.
listeners.
당신의 뒤에 앉아있는, 방금까지 당신을 대신해서 싸운 사람들을 말하는 겁니다.
그대가 이 여정을 함께할 마지막 조각인가? 얼마나 기다렸는지 모르네.
아, 형씨, 머리통은 어디다가 팔아넘겼어?
당신이었군요. 당신 덕에 박살나 있던 척추가 말끔하게 돌아왔어요. 혹시 둥지에서 의사일이라도 했나요?
다들 닥쳐라. 잡음이 겹치는 것만큼 불쾌한 것도 없으니 자기 소개가 필요한 시점인가 보군. 그럼 가벼운 인사를 나눌 시간을 주겠다. 앞에 앉은 것부터 시작.
에이, 왜 이런 건 항상 앞자리부터인지. 앞에 나서는 건 이제 진절머리가 나는데. 당신이 우리를 이끌... 뭐더라? 관리자라고 하던데. 그래.
I'm just realizing.
그래서 어떤
it's my
인물인지
life to
굉장히
go.
궁금했는데 말이야. 역시 뭔가 말을 만드는 건 어려워. 머리통은 어디 팔아먹었는지 모르겠지만 저마다 사정은 있는 법이니까. 나는 그레고르라고 한다. 잘 부탁한다고, 관리자 양반.
I can go around the person's life. Alright, for now, let me just turn the mic up a little bit. Let me actually hope that I'm going the right direction, since it's on the bottom, so I can't actually properly see it.
그래.
Alright, that should be good. That should
양반이 뭐야,
maybe a little bit
양반이.
louder. Maybe a little less.
이제부터 우리한테 엄청난 돈을 가져다 줄 사람한테.
그래?
Sounds better. Alright, cool. Rich, what's that about? That might be a little bit
양반보다는
too...
단테. 이름으로 부를게. 당신도 나를 로제라고 불러.
I might turn auto off. Ooh, actually. Just at the worst time. Can we read this again later? This is what it's called.
난
Yeah,
당신이
let
우리의
me get that off.
관리자가 된 데에 이유가 있다고 믿어. 분명 원래는 둥지에 굉장한 사람이었겠지. 그때 버릇을 조금만 내비쳐도 우리한테 돈이 주르륵 들어올 생각을 하니?
She sure is an extrovert. I'll give her that.
아차, 내 정신 좀 봐. 예, 다음은 네 차례야.
안녕하세요.
Okay, I recognize some of the names they're showing. We can replay the scene for the computer. But not the individual cells. Did you read that back? That is that's definitely kind of bad, especially because you can't turn auto off in there. Alright, I recognize at least 3 of the names so far. I feel like I recognize 4, but one of them a little bit iffy on. I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly where, other than Dante, where it would be from, but I some of them. Dante reads and ticks and talks, shortens a lot of phrases. I mean, it works.
아우, 시시해. 그게 끝이야?
싱클레어라고 해요.
Nice. Even with the volatile nature of human growth around his age taken into consideration, this sinner seems to get particularly startled or frown when spoken to. He isn't used to real combats at the moment, meaning that he may struggle to keep himself together at the sight of something as mild as split innards at first. As there may be those with violent tendencies among your crew, we recommend taking an approach focused on positive reinforcement with the sinner. He appears to possess a murderous gaze that he himself isn't aware of. This is a hopeful sign that he has the potential to grow into an expert in our company's profession with the right stimuli. This boy looks awfully unnerved. He even joined this company of his own accord.
더 해야 할 말이 있나요? 회사는
Reference to
처음이라.
So, recognize the name. I did not recognize where it was from. Foss is Foss. Not familiar with that. Very nice, very cool. I recognize the
뭐,
name Sinclair. I do
앞으로
not
남은
know
날은
it.
많을
Yeah.
테니까.
Punishments. Sinclair from it. Very nice.
그럼 거기 괴짜 친구가 다음 타자하자.
이상이라.
This one I... Wait, no, I might be wrong on that one then. I was thinking mythology, but this does not seem to be mostly mythology-based. Formerly the youngest chief researcher at the wing, this sinner possesses higher intelligence compared to most others. We estimate that everyday conversation with this sinner will prove difficult for managers selected by our current screening process. Avoiding communication altogether will pose a risk on its own, however. If the sinner remains silent for a long time, that means he is currently processing a line of deliberate thought. We recommend waiting patiently for him. This is classic literature based, yeah. I recognized Dante's Inferno. That's as far as I got. Perception, patterns, named after the author and the character. Alright, that makes sense.
이상이요.
Backtrack. Is that going to come into the lore of everything later? Because he's also sinner number 1. And if he also has his name is the exception to the rule, pen name. Is that gonna come in later? I mean, I know that. No, but I'm gonna probably keep that in mind unless I forget. Wait for him to see if he was being witty or something, but he just stared vacantly out the window, disinterested.
답답하네요. 사회생활의 첫걸음은 인사잖아요.
I'm curious if we're considered one of the sinners, because we have, like, on here it has like the number 8, or like different numbers on it. They correlate to this. On our jacket we have a number 10. Speaking. We still don't know what exactly their significance is. I'm not too familiar with, so far, any of the literature that's been given. I think your voice could be a bit louder relative to the game. It's fitting considering your mascot. Yeah, I'm... Let me actually just go over here and let's just turn that down a little bit more. I'm not good at projecting my voice.
저를 이스마일이라고 불러주세요.
You may be disheartened by the defective state of many of your sinners, but do not worry. This sinner is one of the few who can carry the most missions without much complaint. She is likely to make reasonable judgments, so it is a good idea to start conversations while looking her way if you're seeking sound advice. However, you mustn't forget this sinner has survived an absurd voyage in a far and wide body of water. Her patience may run deep, but once you take a wrong turn with her, it will be a difficult task to regain her trust. In case Schmal's narrator knows Moby Dick.
당신 덕택에 동강난 몸이 돌아왔다고 들었어요. 앞으로도 잘 부탁해요.
Oh, the reference in the bit of text. She gave a polite bow before returning to her seat. For someone who emphasizes not being a misfit, she didn't feel like the most amicable sort.
미안하게 됐네. 나는 사회생활하고는 거리가 좀 멀어서.
I like the revenge bow, that's cool.
히스클리프, 멋대로 부수고 깨부수는 일은 전문으로 하고 다녔지.
The sinner prefers to take action rather than wait for logic to dictate his course. This is kind of hard to read. His thoughts and feelings are blatantly visible in his demeanor, and he has no intention of hiding them. No, thank you for coming to follow. Oh well, Wander, I can speak. Welcome in. Hope you enjoy your stay. This is, I feel like this is because translation-wise, this ended up being a lot longer than what it was originally, so this is about where the cutoff would be. But no, it's like right over here. I need to like get a lot closer to my screen to see this. His brashness may cause headaches or physical injury, leading to a headache, in the process of forming a relationship. Please do note that this is not an indication of serious damage to the sinner's thought process. If his fit of rage persists, please contact the Human Resources Department. Once you realize that he is the type that tends to be simple-minded, you'll have an easier time handling him. The cats.
누가 시켜서가 아니라 거슬리는 것들에게 하고 다니긴 했지만 당신도 조심하라고. 나는 윗사람이라고 거들먹거리는 사람한테 알레르기가 있거든.
I don't think I've done anything to give that impression yet.
드디어 이 몸의 차례인가? 난 돈키호테일세.
Okay, I recognize the name. I have no clue where it's from, but I do recognize the name. I'm counting that as a win. That creature. I can tell she's gonna be fun. Or today? Let's see what else. This character of the guild plays donkeys. Very cool. There's no sinner that can outmatch this one's level of passion if we were to measure it. Avid aficionado of all things Fixer, she adorned herself with a variety of Fixer-related merchandise. It won't affect her performance in combat one way or another, so there is no need for you to restrict her from keeping her decorations. She is deeply immersed in the role of righteous Fixer, hence the exaggerated mannerisms akin to those of an actor. If such a thing ever existed, really? It's advised to play along with her for a smooth mission.
그대와 함께 꿈을 향해 달려갈 해결사지. 잘 부탁하네.
Fixer? That definitely feels like a term I used to know.
해결사 말인가? 내가 대답해줄 수 있네. 도시를 수호하는 자들이지.
We were like number 9 set. Or something like that.
아, 도시에 대해서도
Alright,
제대로
so we love
기억하지
her. Good to
못하겠군.
know. I do
도시는
like all of the little like pins and buttons and all of that stuff.
나는 가벼운 인사를 나누라고 했던 것 같은데.
I might have to check for V-Sync. I think I
두 번 말하게
yeah, there's
하지
a little bit of
않았으면 좋겠어.
cutting in the screen. I might need to V-Sync once we get a good pause.
홍루라고 한답니다. 잘해보자고요, 우리.
Will also seem kind of familiar. Like, at this point, I have no idea. Sinner who has lived an affluent life before becoming our company's asset. As such, he has a certain admiration for a free life. But occasionally, he may make ignorant and unsavory questions in regard to the food cooked by a certain other sinner, or other aspects of the lowly culture. This can cause significant irritation from the other sinners. However, it is important to note that no sarcastic undertones are contained in his curiosity-driven inquiries, so it is ill-advised to let them get physical over it.
우와, 당신 그 머리 근사한데요? 요새 유행하는 모델인가 보죠?
No, this isn't that kind of...
제 취향은 아니지만.
저건 무슨 말싸가지야?
He looks to be just moments away from swinging his bat. He was from Dream of the Red Chamber, one of the 4 classic Chinese novels. That does sound familiar. I say, if you ask me any details, I will know none of them. When he noticed the red gaze laid on him, he grunted and sat himself back down.
요슈.
As they say, every person... Alright, we got another one that's slightly hard to read. Not as hard, this one's a lot easier. Oh, hi Demon. Hello, welcome back. Hi. For those of you who have not heard me talk about them before, the demons are cats. They're interrupting stream. Hello. Hi. Hi. Alright, anyways. As they say, every person has their own creed. It is only right to respect it as the executive manager. But with some creeds, you'll have difficulty in even simply pretending to sympathize. Love knows that the sinner in question is a silent chain smoker, whose eyes shine with a euphoric gleam only during battle. She believes that senselessly destroying the enemy's heads is an uncultured act and a step backward for art. Caution, this sinner's background is one that even our company may have trouble handling. It is advised against making her breed personal resentment towards you.
요르
Tell
슈크.
screen, short story by. Cool. I feel like there is probably a significance in who has what number. I'm not quite sure yet. It could be release years. Names. Okay, reading of the main character's name. Okay, good to know. I'm going to butcher it. I think like 90% of the names in this, and I apologize in advance. When was I supposed to left?
메르소, 그렇게 불러주시겠습니까?
Wants clear and concise commands, requires no judgment on his part. Good to know. That matches his general design, I'd say. You're polite.
특별한 것이 아닙니다. 그저 보통의 태도입니다.
Almost touched. Thanks.
네,
Feels as though something was gravely amiss with him. They couldn't quite tell what. It's Marisol from translate to either stranger or foreigner. Right. It seems like that'll be important later. She's going up and down was a little daunting.
저는
Felt almost compelled to bow to her, but she stopped me with a motion of her hand.
관리자님이 먼저 자세를 굽히려 하다니 당치도 않습니다.
Hello, demon. What you want? You want over here? Is this what you want? Nose means nobody in Greek. Ring any bells? Slightly. I am classic literature, and I do not get along. Nobody's there. Odysseus. Alright, I that's one. I mean, technically two. Unless Dante's a different thing other than Dante's Inferno, and I know Odysseus. That one I can guess. The Odyssey, yeah.
본인은 오티스라고 합니다. 이전에 실례했던 부분을 사과드리고 싶습니다.
Right. This sinner could serve as an excellent advisor depending on your capability. That is from the Divine Comedy Museum. Another one is a little hard to read. However, she also has a meddlesome tendency, so it is recommended to keep her satisfied with short replies of agreement. She is an expert when it comes to tactics and various pearls of wisdom about life, making her advice all the more valuable for your mission. In addition, she possesses a vast knowledge of workshop technologies. You could trust her with simple repairs of the bus. Notice, unlike other sinners, accessing records penetrates to the past of the sinner is not permitted. Keep an eye on this sinner and beware that she does not exercise her cunning intelligence for purpose other than completing our company's mission. Goodness.
이거 참 마음마저 이렇게 넓으실 줄이야.
Is Otis like a fake name? That's like I'm assuming probably not, but it would make sense if I am hearing the correct reference in that one.
역시 처음부터 저희를 이끄실 분이라는 걸 한눈에 알아봤습니다.
What?
인간의 대부분은 서로가 맞붙어 소음과 마찰을 이끌어내지만 그중 소수는 맞붙는 것으로 서로에게 이득이 되는 경우가 있다고 합니다.
She knows her emblem on the intro slide? I did not. I am assuming I can't go back and look also.
검을 날카롭게 벼르기 위해선 그만큼 강한 숫돌이 필요한 것처럼.
Are the info screens in the menu? Maybe we'll see them later, but every center has a symbol. Right, I have to pay more attention now.
누구보다 관리자님을 위해 헌신하겠습니다. 편히 써주시기를.
I think I have like at least 2 more. I haven't actually been counting. It's reassuring. Thanks. Gave her an approving nod, even though I didn't get what she meant by her rudeness. 1 more, we've got 11 out of 12. Those very called Odysseus, if you couldn't tell.
아까 숲에서는 불쌍하게 나뒹군다고 말하더니 잘도 그런 말을 성대 밖으로 꺼낼 수 있네요.
I would not have gotten the this reference, but actually. Oh, I just realized this is like a little train. Oh, that's awesome. Love it. I can get it now.
제가 마지막이네요. 파우스트입니다.
Oh, we didn't get Faust. Now you'll eventually know every city by their emblem. I'm assuming those will be important to like showing who's who in battle and everything. Right, it's a bottle of something. It almost looks like either intestines or a brain. So who developed the engine of Mephistopheles, the bus operated by Limbus Company. After your 30th mirror dungeon, you become very familiar with it. That's both reassuring and a terrifying sentence at the same time. I do. Wait, which one is it? Oh, it's you. Hi. Right, she claims there is no one in the city who could rival her library of knowledge and wisdom. She isn't necessarily wrong. You might find her high and mighty attitude, and she allows you to converse with her displeasing. But, as seen with how she treats everyone, my voice is dying. Hang on, be right back. Well, not really be right back. Alright, my voice is fixed. Where was I? Not pleasing, but as seen with how she treats everyone with subtle gestures of arrogance, there is no hope of her parting with it. Ever. We recommend simply nodding once and getting over it. Even though she is an unparalleled genius, we can't quite figure out how to use this one. Perhaps you could be the one to find out?
당신의 인생 중 한 번 만날까 말까한 천재죠.
Spend most of our time. Needs us to go to the mines, otherwise Project Moon will go out of business. Okay, good to know. Vengeance. What we do not pay. Noted. Alright. Mirror dungeons are going to be very important. Especially stalkers. I think it's a good assumption.
납득하지 못한 듯한 반응이군요, 단테. 괜찮습니다. 경험을 통해 차차 이해할 수 있을 거예요. 파우스트가 진귀한 천재였다는 사실을 말이에요. 관측자가 깨닫지 못한다 하여 사실이 진실이 되는 일은 없으니까요.
That felt like a lot more words than text right there. Okay.
소개는 여기까지. 단테, 당신의 직무를 알려드리죠.
You mean as the manager?
관리자를 말하는 거냐고 묻고 있어요.
맞습니다. 관리자 단테. 당신은 지금 소개받은 이 12의 수감자와 함께 지옥을 기행하게 될 것입니다.
Inferno. Why should I go to hell? I mean, I think you might want to go to Inferno.
자신이 지옥으로 가야 하는 이유를 묻네요.
You might know a thing or two about them.
지옥의 끝에는 보물이 기다리고 있으니까 그렇게 말하면 되겠습니까?
I don't. You mean I used to be a treasure hunter or something?
아예 알아듣질 못하는군요.
이해를 요구한 건 아닙니다, 단테. 의사를 물은 것도 아니죠. 기억과 머리를 되찾고 싶다면 제 말을 들어야 할 겁니다.
I mean, I do want them back, but honestly, I think having a clock for a head is a lot cooler than having a regular human head. Like, you can't say this wouldn't be as cool as just having, like, another one of these. Yeah, just, like, put another person's head right there. It's not gonna be as fun. This, however, is cool. I can't eat now. That is true. That's fair. That is a fair point.
미적거리네요.
파우스트 씨, 단테가 계속해서 거부하면 우린 어떻게 되는 거지? 거부할 거란 예상은 없었잖아.
It kind of is a hard decision.
무슨 말씀을?
It's like
파우스트는
never being able
모든
to eat
것을
anything
예상한답니다.
again, especially if you can still like remember what it smells like or what it tastes like or anything, but you just can't eat it. That would be horrible. But at the same time, cool clock, fire head. It's a difficult decision.
단테, 모든 임무를 마치고 나면 당신은 성위를 새길 수 있을 거예요. 제가 보증하죠.
Yes, that's word that pierces through my mind, though my memories are gone. An underlying instinct responds strongly to it. Welcome, Rin. Welcome back. Indeed. Led by those instincts, I made my choice.
보이죠? 고개를 끄덕이잖아요.
좋아, 계속 가면 되겠어. 그런데 카론, 아까부터 왜 출발을 안 하고 있지? 졸았나?
버스 기사는 졸음 쉼터에서만 졸아, 베르. 내피 앞에 이상한 놈들이 서성이고 있었어.
This is Limbus Company. All of the characters have names that are references to classical literature. I recognize a total of 2. Kind of 1.5, honestly. An explanation to recognize one.
카론, 말했잖아. 버스에 무슨 일이 생기면 곧바로 알려야 한다니까.
Oh wait, it did? That's not cool. What's that?
메피스토 팰리스.
What's the name of this bus?
이 버스의 이름이자 버스. 그리고 파우스.
지옥을 순항하기에는 걸맞는 나룻배가 아닐 수 없지. 그렇게 생각하지 않습니까, 단테?
Wasn't sure what he was getting at, so I turned away to look through the window instead, giving him a reply.
보아하니 뒷골목에 기거하는 익숙한 쥐새끼들이군. 마침 잘 됐습니다, 단테. 지휘를 연습하기는 더할 나위 없는 조건이군요.
Oh wait, Luria is in the same grouping? A long while ago, like probably honestly about a year ago, somebody had recommended that game and I got around to it. It's the same set. I might have to add both of those games into this, or into my set of games to play. So University City, very cool. I know what some of my after this game games are gonna be.
단테, 처음 전투에서는 생략한 부분이 많았어요. 제대로 설명할 시간이 없었으니까요. 하지만 그런 식으로만 전투가 이뤄지면 우리는 항상 도륙날 거고 당신은 우리를 살리기 위해 의미 없는 고통을 느껴야만 하겠죠.
Pain to revive you. You mean what happened earlier was...
네, 당신이 시계를 돌려주었기에 우리는 살아나는 거랍니다.
당장 필요한 설명은 아닌 듯합니다, 파우스트 씨. 자잘한 담소는 나중에. 너희들 전원 하차.
전투에 대한 설명을 이어가죠.
Alright. We're getting some information on combat. Which is gonna be very helpful. Maybe. Very slightly, honestly. Maybe not. I'll probably forget everything that's said here next stream. It sends every sinner into battle at once, yes, but committing so many personnel at once will not be an easy task. And also, if they all die, I think that would hurt a lot. Combat tutorial number 2 of many. Snare forms in the upper right of their cards. Right, but cool. Do these have to do with their abilities? I'm assuming I'll probably tell them about. Therefore, I will inform you that the appropriate number of participants, depending on the particularities of each battle, for this occasion, 5, will make an appropriate force. Select 5 you would like to deploy for this battle. Select the lower half of each center's card to deploy them. Alright, first select
앞장서시오.
Select the rest of the centers you would like to deploy for this encounter. Select the rest you would like. This one,
따라가겠어요.
this
네.
one,
문제
this
없.
내가
one,
필요해?
that one.
최선을 다해볼게.
Look at how that choice I got right there. Alright, select battle the encounter with the current deployed centers. I know that it's probably because those are either the easiest ones to
뭐 최선은 다해보게.
understand or some centers hard to explain what it's important to now without knowing what these are. What is that? These are the ones we picked for you. Alright, these 7-sided icons floating above both the allies and enemy sides are called skill slots. So you have issued a command by chain skills yet. The other skill slots are currently empty. Chain. Right. Gear. Skills and dashboard. So you can see the skills are chained, equipped to the skill slots. The chains displayed in the skill slot floating above each center's head. When the combat phase begins, each center will engage in battle using the skills equipped in their skill slots. This is the part where you have to read, I think, yeah. Lots of reading. Drag from left to right on the dashboard to equip every center with one of the skills in their respective columns. Alright, let's see. Does it let me read what these do? It does not. Okay, it really doesn't matter which one I pick, it seems. Oh, it's side. You're done. There's your pick. Yeah, it used to be worse. Wait, what did it do before?
금방 다녀올게.
Please issue commands. Doesn't seem like it really matters which one I pick. we'll just do that.
행동을
So,
개시합니다.
fire chain will come later. Cool. A clash will occur when sinners, their targets both use attack skills against each other. Clash, their power is determined primarily by the skill they are using in the clash. In this clash between the two skills, the skill with the higher power wins. Pay close attention to the enemy's coins. When a skill loses a clash, it will lose a coin. Even if a skill loses a clash, as long as it has a remaining skill coin. The two skills will continue to flip their coins and clash until one of them loses all coins. The skill that lost all the coins in the clash will consistently lose the clash. This means that the unit that won the clash gets to attack, while the unit that lost does not. See how power, which determines the outcome of the clash, is calculated. Please issue a command. Do I get to see things yet? Not yet, so let's just send it across.
금방 다녀올게.
Future reference if we'll have it. This number skill based on how click coins. Number skill. The number is the skill's coin power. Here's how you can see how many coins the skills have. The coins determines two things: how many times the skill can lose a clash before losing all its coins, how many times the skill hits when it attacks. Each coin that flipped heads will add the coin's power. The skill gives power, the same skill. The formula of skills found. Power follows base power, number coin flipped heads, coin power. Heads will glow, while the coins that flip tails will appear dimmed. Right. Skill powers here. Loggerhead skill has the higher skill power, so the enemy skill loses a coin. In the example, they will continue to slash until one of them has no coins left to flip. The unit with remaining coins ultimately wins that clash. Remember, winning clashes is one of the most fundamental aspects of winning the battle.
맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
Let's do another random. Actually, what happens if I just go for the bottom row?
금방 다녀올게.
It did look like there was a difference in some of the things, so I might have to actually looked now. Never mind, that fight was won. Alright, so
아까보다는
flipping heads is
쓸만해
going to be very
보이는군요,
important.
단테.
Real quick, I'm going to go over here and see if it has a VSync option. It does not look like it unless it is somewhere else, in which case I will leave it for now, because otherwise we'll be sitting here for 20 minutes while I try to figure it out. While we're on the topic of clashing, once I draw a clash 14 times in a row with a single coin, sort of same. Oh yeah, RNG is great. And terrifying at the same time. We all got way safe for that, for one. But shouldn't we go after them?
놓친 적을 걱정하네요.
Gosh, it costs. Lost a little bit. Took a little psychic damage there.
걱정할 건 없습니다. 마침 가야 할 길이었으니 가론.
발판을 꽂고 신나는 기분으로 달릴게.
Sinners have developed the last encounter, but will automatically be selected for the next, saving you the trouble of selecting them again. Feel free to change them before entering a battle, however. Like the to battle function. You can select them
따라갈 준비는
later.
끝났습니다.
For now, you get these. These 5 are your choices. Alright, time to learn about SP or sanity points. Speaking of that, SP is a maximum value of 45 and a minimum of negative 45. SP, can you see here? Please issue a command. Alright, let's see. Doesn't seem like that one matters. What does Gloomers mean? Neutral. Alright, so far, neutral Gloomers. Struggling. Favor. Alright, so they have words connected to them. Bloomers, they're struggling, favored, and then I saw neutral. Are you looking at the arrows? I am, yeah. I'm looking up at those, because sometimes it seems like it's teetered one way or the other. I don't know what that means, but I feel like if it's pointed closer to the enemy. Okay, that's your odds. Clash, hits. That's about what I figured. Okay. Yeah. The line is closer to them. I'm going to pick the one that's for that one, just because I...
폭들을 제거하겠소.
Each unit's SP value changes based on a certain trigger. They tend to heal SP with favorable triggers, winning clashes or killing enemies. Lose SP with unfavorable triggers. So it really is coin flip heads equals dopamine. Higher sanity. The higher the unit's SP value, the higher the chance of flipping heads when flipping skill points. The allies' units all won their respective clashes in the previous turn, which healed their SP. This puts us in a favorable position. Please issue your next command. Game with Travis Swelly personally feel. So flash odds, many people don't recognize that until later. Flash odds, leaving the favorite controls for one hopeless with names and better worse odds respectively. The SP adds sense to the odds of flipping heads. What did the Gloomers mean? Position, commands. Alright, so... Alright, looks like it goes up by about 10 each time. That's a little debatable with these two. 5% chance of flipping heads, you learn to hate the remaining 5% in time. Alright, neutral. What does Gloomers mean that it's just multiple of the same type? Because we have blue, red, and green. Anyways, let's actually look, see if that has a better odd. This one's favored, but it doesn't look like it's by much. Let's go for bottom. Neutral. And then this is a dark blue, so that's different. Let's go for that one.
좋은 전략이네요.
Those
가보죠.
are comparable to elemental abilities in other games. Alright. That does track. That seems about. Some enemies are weak to some colors and resistant to others. Alright. Let's see if my knowledge of, like, Pokemon can help me. Probably not. Please direct your attention to the unit's HP, health points, bar. Thin line here is called the stagger threshold. When the unit's HP drops below the stagger threshold, line becomes staggered.
생각보다 잘 들어갔네.
Very small difference, so it's mostly just used for damage points and classes. Units cannot take a new action, take double damage, which puts them at a significant disadvantage in battle. Ooh, purple. Purple is unstoppable, apparently. Alright, we have favored. I might want to go for green to get Gluitrus. I can go for a third one. Ares. Nope. Did that and that. So I'm assuming this is a combo thing then. Investigating for snowballs, since they're both one more hammers.
좋아, 간다.
맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
Panic load. You put the remaining enemies in a panic state by defeating their allies in the previous turn, which drop their SP. Look at all this. They're all happy and stuff. They all have high sanity. Please, but again, showing colors is not very important. For most of these, it's a very minor boost. Fair. But he's a boost though. We'll keep that in mind. Pretty much, but as you said, it's a very and then as SP drops below a certain threshold, they may enter a low morale or panic state, which affects them with negative effects. Okay. It probably won't help much unless it's a very close fight. That will not stop me from just going, ooh, connect to the colors. Units in low morale or panic states are marked by these labels. Each unit gains different effects from low morale and panic states. Select this icon to learn what effects the unit is suffering from. Alright, let's see. Panic does not act for this turn. Does not act for this turn. Special game check, passive, nothing. Do you want to connect all the colors? Alright, so the light blue is gleamers. The green is glutris. What is the dark blue? I recognize this. We have, this seems Seven Deadly Sins-esque. We have Pride Dress, I'm assuming Pride, Gluttress, Glutton. It is clean though. It would be clean.
행동을 개시합니다.
꺼냈다. 맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
Solve all your problems. I will keep that in mind. Okay.
잠시만요. 뭐죠?
Envy. Wrath, lust, sloth, gloom, pride, envy. Works. I'm assuming that's all of the types in this then?
저는 정체되지 않고 나아갈 수 있다는 말에 여기에 합류한 거예요. 그런데 지금은 쥐새끼도 아니고 계속 의미 없는 폭력만.
Greed feels like it'd probably be like lifestealing things. They're still kind of
의미가 없진 않소. 저들은 우리를 공격하는 악이지 않소.
시끄러워요. 좀 조용히 좀 해봐요. 아무튼 이런 용역 폭력단 같은 행동만 명령할 거라면 다른 일을 하는 것도 고민해봐야 할 것 같아요. 입사 계약서를 제대로 안 읽으셨나요? 퇴사는 허용될 수 없답니다. 계약하면서 말한 이야기가 거짓말이라도 그 계약이 효력이 있을 거라 생각하는 건가요? 당연히 효력이 있죠. 애초에 거짓말은 없었으니까. 네? 설마 제가 메피스토펠레스를 그저 운송만 하는 버스로 만들었을 것 같았나요?
메피는 항상 배고프다.
Nope, that's a sound.
그래서 울어.
Best gets hungry? Are we gonna feed it our enemies?
엔진이 연료를 섭취할 때 생기는 부산물. 여러분은 그걸 통해 강해질 수 있어요. 이상 씨는 잘 알고 계시겠죠? 거울 속에서 모든 가능성을 끄집어낸다면
성장 또한 제약이
Oh,
없어.
they mentioned the mirror. Talking about
거울
the
속에
mirror
나는
dungeons.
나인가 아니면 또 다른 누구인가.
Possibilities. What exactly are you drawing out? It's time for a mirror dungeon, I'm guessing. One of Mephistopheles' various functions is extraction. You can collect various identities and ego from here. Extract. Let's extract one. It's tough time. The gacha is part of the lore. I mean, it's one way to do it. Just take that.
누구보다 신속하게 그들에게 침묵을 안겨드리죠.
Acquired a new identity. Collecting new identities and ego will contribute to improving our combat performance. You guys get shoot for your first ID. Does look pretty cool. Okay, now let's return to battle. Inferno. Silva Obscura. Let's go into here. Select the top partisan card to swap them out for a different identity. Right. From this menu, you may select one of the identities you have extracted to deploy them in battle. Please select the newly acquired identity. Let's get that one. It's gonna be great. Now fight. I get to pick the other people in this group eventually. Just whenever boss is not looking. Here's when I got Expedition 53.
빨리 끝내고 밥 먹으러 가자고.
그렇군요.
This one's
이런 걸 의미했던 건가요? 너무 마음이 급할 필요는 없어요, 이스마엘. 버스가 향하면 자연히
시정잡배 같은 일보다 중요한 걸 맡게 될 거야.
this back
목표에
on.
도달하는 게 마음을 재촉하고 있겠지만
For certain characters.
참아보라고.
거울 세계에 있는 우리들의 모든 가능성 중 하나를 끄집어내는 거니까 기억이 조금 더 쉬워졌을 거예요. 곧 익숙해질 거예요.
It would be a little bit funny if like you go through the
뭐야?
entire game
그거
and
좀
it's just
위험해
like the
보이는데?
final battle is the only one you actually get to pick
이러다가
something.
내가 아니게 되는 거 아니야?
여러분은 테세우스의 배가 아니에요. 인격과 기억을 빌리기는 하겠지만 주도권을 잃도록 설계되어 있지는 않아요.
거울에 비치오는 나는 사뭇 다를 수 있으나 거울 밖을 벗어나면 거울 속의 형체 또한 잃기에.
저희가 어떻게 성장할지는 단테 씨에게 달렸어요. 거울 세계의 다양한 가능성을 가장 효과적인 타이밍에 더 씌우는 일을 하실 테니.
메타몰프시스를 말하는 건가?
네, 일종의 탈퇴이자 변신이라 할 수 있죠.
어머? 그런 어려운 단어는 어디서 알았대?
주워들었다. 이 사람 저 사람 많이 만나봐야 하는 일을 했었거든.
변신이라.
담소는 끝났나? 일단 길부터 뚫자고. 어차피 지겨울 정도로 붙어 있을 테니 못단 말은 나중에.
Right. Mirror dungeon time. Or regular fight? Set the unit to view their detailed information window.
뭐야?
That's
내가 보고
so you can see
싶었던 거야?
each character's basic stats. This is right here. Skills upgrade. Now select the enemy. Value is this. This is determine the attack type. And if they are weak against. that. There, got it. So that's just gonna be when I need to power up a bit. Right. Each skill's damage is classified into 3 categories, 3 attack types, and 7 sin affinities. We have boom instead of read, as we said before. Target resistance to these categories can either increase, reduce the damage dealt. The resistance value unit means they will take more damage from that damage type. Alright, so the color determines what typing it is, and then these little markers here will determine what kind of damage it is. Resistance value, take more damage from each type. You can remove weakness and select the skills that can exploit them to deal more damage. Alright, do they all have the same? Go to the next one. Alright, it doesn't seem like I can. But it looks like swipe is important, or slash. So in this, we want to go for a slash. I haven't got this one yet. That one. Then let's go with that. And that should be good.
금방 다녀올게.
There's double damage for that. So 2 times double damage, 1.5 means take half. Cool. Alright. Most cases, the most skill on the dashboard will be the first to act among allies. Starting from the allied units. Allies deployment order. So they have 1 additional slot with every passing turn. This means they gain extra opportunity to attack. Can I change the order of these? I don't think I can. Alright. We have the same thing. Let's go for dominating. Favored, favored. Do kind of want to... Oh, it's not the right typing. But it would mean there are 3 of them. Yeah, let's just go for that. And then let's get to this one.
예술이 뭔지 보여주지.
꺼냈다. 맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
셔츠는 낙역하오.
Alright, use one of these buttons so listeners choose what skill they want to use. However, it must be emphasized that leaving the sinners to make their own strategic choices could lead to suboptimal combat performances. Come forecast, appear at the top of the screen, decide skill. Please note the forecast. Alright, I already figured that out. We have locked. Oh no. Frame rate button is very dumb. Hang on. It doesn't matter which type it is. Who's this one fighting? This one's fighting you, so this is the only one that actually matters. Let's try it at least once.
폭들을 제거하겠어. 폭의 거울은 깨졌어.
제가 해냈어요.
깨졌어.
해냈어요.
Well, wind clash is like 80% of the time, but it's far from optimal. Alright. I feel like I referenced Pokemon as like
하지만
a
베르, 메피가 달리기만 했어도
possible reference
길은
point for this
뚫렸을
stuff. I
거야.
feel like it would be better to use Persona for that, thinking about it more. Or at least seeing it in action a little bit more. What was the point of putting me through all that fighting then? Virgilius steps in at the sight of my rattling head and agitated gestures.
진정하시죠, 단테. 걸음마도 떼지 못한 아이에게 달리기를 시킬 순 없지 않겠습니까? 걸어볼 기회가 있다면 직접 걷고 나서 달리셔야죠. 그리고 단테, 당신은 관리자. 저들의 관리를 하는 게 업무입니다. 나는 길잡이. 어디를 가고 어떻게 개척할지는 내가 판단합니다. 알겠습니까?
Skills at the moment only 5 unlocked for
토달지
you.
말라고.
Copies and 1 skill, 2 copies of skill 2, a copy of skill 3, the last one you need to unlock. Alright.
째깍거리긴 하는데 뭐라고 하는 거지?
Should be good. I just realized I was not paying attention to
별
what
말
you said.
없었습니다.
긍정을 성대하기도 하는군. 앞으론 고개만 끄덕여도 좋습니다, 딴테.
그럼 매피 출발하자. 야호.
결혼 기분이 어때?
Is it one of those things where it's just like higher power, or is it a
날아갈 것
like
같습니다.
higher risk, higher reward kind of thing?
좋아.
Like if you fail with the skill 3, so where are we going? If you fail with skill 3,
그가
would you have a
목적지를
worse
묻습니다.
outcome than with skill 1?
말했던 것 같습니다만, 딴테.
No. Alright. Where are we going? With his side, with the shuddered and started to rumble forward. The best part of the prologue. It's about to happen.
출발할게. 부릉부릉.
지옥으로 출발하지.
They shut down now. This song's gonna be in my head for all eternity. I will never be able to escape it. So one thing about skills, that you don't get access to new staff until you finish the first one. Right. Oop. Hello, new manager. You know, this is cool and all. I'm gonna have to remember to actually log in each day to get these, because I'm not streaming every single day. At least I'm not streaming this every single day. Let's see how you can continue playing through the story. Alright, we got Drive. Inferno. Alright, we got Canto 1. Room. Alright, select this button to continue playing through the story. Alright, you use the skill 3, which every stack only has a single copy of. You won't see another until there's at least 4 more skills from that stack. Got it. Alright, so it'd be good to save those. I want to see what else I can do. What else can I do? Leader, extract, dispense. Clear chapter 2, clear stuff. Alright, let's go to the store. Let's not... Oh wait, do we have gotcha stuff? Do we have the stuff left? Time to go gambling? Alright, let's go for the standard fare. Entities, ego... So cool. Claim. Wait, extract. Got it. Cool. Then we can do 10. I prefer doing 10 over 1. I don't... It doesn't change anything. I just prefer doing it. It's how we avoid gotcha on there. Okay. This one. Then let's go for 10. Let's go gambling! 3. I have to remember to actually click things. Ooh. Do I click each one separately? You want gold. Alright, good to know. Oh wait, I can click on the middle ball. That is much
날씨
easier.
좋다. 자,
all at once.
그래서 누굴 보호해야 한다고 했지?
Alright, we got Rodin. Or Rodion.
빨리 저 양반.
And we got
불꽃놀이
Egg
좋아하나?
Right, very cool. We got a couple good ones. We got 3 of this one. Is it one of those things where you can use duplicates to upgrade the people? Repeat to get you sharps. Alright, good to know. Let's see. It's a standard one. Alright. Let's go for another one just to like clear this one real quick. Let's go quick. Alright, we got gold. That seems like it's gonna be good.
신속하게 처리해드리도록 하죠.
Alright, we got fast.
명령하시는 건 다 따를 수 있어요.
A humble.
복종까지.
He was talking.
배로 왔어. 사람이든 흐르는 물이든
Oh, this
떠다니는
one has an
구름이든
animation.
누군가의 마음이든.
My advice, never roll on the standard banner. Right, good to know. Right, and we got a cool road in there. Right, so avoid standard banner, go for one of these two whenever I'm doing it. Oh wow, these are like... Oh, if it's paid. Alright, so if I'm extracting, going for 10, I would have done that anyways. Top banner is the newest ID release, so this one's gonna have the cool stuff. You can reclaim some currency in the prologue. Don't know me this. What? Daily, you never gotcha in from no dungeons. Yeah, go to drive. Yeah, go to drive, right here. I'm assuming we go over here. Or is there something else in here that I need to look at? So let's do. Unlock requirements, clear Kanto. Alright, we gotta clear that. Silva. It's here. You can collect these. Very cool, very nice. We can go back to gambling. No, we're... If I do any more gacha stuff, that'll be, like, end of the stream. Let me go over here and see if I can see figure teams. Let's see my windows. I feel like a lot of this I can figure out as I go. I'm gonna just speed through kind of reading this in my head real quick. Alright. Alright. Well, some currency. Every chapter you finish gives you 650 C, or half a temple. Go to the window, you can claim another 300 from the inbox. For example, you spend 10 pulls, or spend 15 mirror dungeons to get 2 identities. Yeah, I would much rather do the 10 for honestly just any situation over 1. It's both. I feel like the odds are better, and also I would rather, if I'm doing it, like if I don't have enough to get a extract 10, I would rather not leave how many I have actually extracted on not a 10, you know? Like it's just feels odd. Alright, so dispense is other stuff. Shards, I'm guessing. Alright, let me go over here. Look at that. Do you have enough for a temple? Yes. I will probably, if I do more extracts this stream, that will be like the last thing I do, so I have as much as I am going to have for that specific stream to use. Instead it's just like, oh yeah, I have enough, go over here, do that, go in, do a lot of like fights and stuff, have enough, go back, do that, then come back, do more fights and stuff, go back, like, it would be a little more even, I'd say. Alright. Can we change the announcer? Oh, we can change the announcer! Alright, that's cool. We have a magical girl in here, that's... Alright, cool. We're probably gonna stick with Dante until there's a character that's like, oh yeah, if you pick this one, they are going to absolutely dominate everything. Alright. Let's see, let's give everyone their cooler identities, because I have them. You, that one, you, that one. Here, you have another cool one. Let's do that. Anyways, like I said, you go window, you can claim another 300. Alright. Window.
아침은 무사하오.
Go over to here.
간밤 동안
claim
잊어버린
that.
것 하나 없이
Thank you.
모든 게 돌아온 것이오.
This. There's so many buttons I want to just click.
나중에 집에 돌아가게
Oh,
된다면
mission's awesome. It has all the little
무슨 볼일이라도 있으신
Signal.
겁니까?
어느 순간
things.
나는 그저 달리는 걸 멈췄고
Alright, very interesting.
아침은 무사하오.
Alright, let's go back to drive. Get to 300 every week as maintenance compensation. Alright, note to self, make sure that I have everything updated before stream. Let's go into here, let's go into Kanto. We should have everything, so we can go over here, we can enter, and go into the fight.
베르, 앞에 장애물이 있어. 부릉부릉 해도 돼?
Girl, nothing be- Oh, okay, chill. Hang on. We don't talk that fast. We don't talk that fast! I like my head and memory certainly didn't help either.
그래, 계속 지나가자고.
응, 덜컹덜컹. 비싼 세정제야. 베르가 큰맘 먹었다고 그랬어.
I'm stuck to the window, gently dissolve, letting light through. It says every Wednesday and Thursday, depending on your time zone. Alright, I should be pretty much good then. Since these streams are gonna be, you know, Tuesday. Probably drop back in on, like, Friday before or after stream just to make sure. The people seated on the bus, sinners, fix their gaze ahead with varied expressions in their eyes. Felt like a pretty gruesome scene, but based on the others' reactions, this kind of violence is to be expected in the city. Hey, it felt rather awkward to try and get another shut-eye again, if I was wide awake. Just then, a man with conspicuously overgrown stubble drew my attention. But, I mean, glasses. You know where we're going right now? Which are far more conspicuous than his stubble made him slip.
방금 벌레 양반이라고 부르려고 했지. 다시 한번 말하자면
Again, my name is...
내 이름은 그레고르요.
I'm gonna get used to that eventually. Last game I had to talk for everyone.
당신이 시계 대가리가 아니라 단테라고 불리듯이
I don't, but at the same time, if it's like going for a different day, whatever updates I might have to install, I'd have to do like before stream, and I do not want to repeat of this. Couldn't find any excuse, so I just gave back a light nod.
어이, 기사 양반, 우리 지금 어디로 가는 거야?
다시 한번 말하자면 내 이름은 카론이요. 당신이 벌레 양반이 아니라 그레고르라고 불리듯이.
Just got you there, Gregor.
건전도 못 건졌네.
베르가
I wonder
말했어.
what his tattoo says.
수감자들은 사구로 간다.
Everyone's just
방금 사고라고 말했는가?
someone's excited.
그곳은 연두낭자의 출신지로 유명하지. 영웅의 발자취는 그때부터 시작되었다네. 봐야
아까부터 시끄럽게 쫑알쫑알. 입 다물고 조용히 좀 가지.
나는 아까까지 입을 다물고 있었네만.
말 대답하지 말라고.
이봐요. 본인이 더 시끄럽다는 건 알아요?
Gotta make sure Dawn is on every fight this set.
죽어도 살아난다고 해서 아프지 않은 건 아니야. 한 번만 더 주둥이 놀려봐.
옳은 말을 했는데도 돌아오는 게 폭력이라니. 수준 알만하네요.
German or past in German. Alright. Good. I'm putting that in my head for possible lore, even though there's a chance that it's just a design thing. I was objectively the best in. I can see why. The moment I found myself contemplating, should I step in? Is this the part where I exercise my authority as the manager with dignity and grace? Faint memory urges me to do something. I don't know, guys. It's inadvisable to lose your cool. Oh, well.
모분조도. 모가지를 분질러야 조용해지지. 도야지 같은 새끼들.
이유 없는 폭력은 용서받을 수 없다네. 그대는 내가 응징하지.
Update, transform into a giant insect. Okay then, yep. That explains bug guy.
아,
That explains
이럴 줄
that.
알았어. 옷에 피가 튀었잖아. 저기, 꼭 내 옆에서 싸워야겠어?
This is just crazy. We haven't reached our destination and 3 people are dead already. All because of fighting too.
이거 잠깐 한눈이라도 파려고 하면 사고를 치는군. 너희 넷 이번 달 버스 청소다.
어째서? 본인은 정의를 구현했을 뿐인 것을.
Cockroaches were very unfortunate.
잠깐,
At
내 옷
least if it
빨래도
was like a
포함시켜줘.
praying mantis or
피는 와인이랑은 다르게 잘 안 빠진단 말이야. 힘 비싼
trying to think of
건데.
other kind of cool bugs. Spider, maybe? You at least have the cool factor of it. Well, that denied the lifeless janitors to be littering the floor. Maybe they're already taking their unlimited revivals for granted. Problem is, I don't even know how exactly I'm supposed to bring them back.
단테, 시계를 돌려주시겠습니까?
Turn clock?
하, 그런 모양새면 어리둥절한 표정이라는 건가? 파우스트 씨,
Julius gives Faust a tired nod and gestures to me. She let out a small sigh, but still came to my seat, probably out of sense of obligation.
처음 만났던 날에도 당신이 했던 일을 말하는 거예요, 단테. 그때는 본능으로 해냈던 거겠지만. 자, 다시 해보죠. 눈을 감으세요.
We don't really have eyes, but do we have eyes? Though I have no eyes to close, blocking out my sight is something I've done. There's no reason not to follow Faust's instructions here.
사실 문은 어디에나 있어요. 그러나 당신에게만 보이죠. 왜냐하면 당신의 하늘엔 별이 지지 않았으니까.
With that, I felt a sliver of light easing into my vision. I let it come to me the same way I'd open my eyes. And then, expansive space laid itself out ahead. There I was, alone. The massive door that stood before me wasn't a pleasant sight, Waves of suffocating heat and cries of agony escape through the gap. My mind almost blacked out the sound of the incessant lamentations. I can read, and wailing. However, I find myself approaching the door still, grasping at its handles, as if it's the most natural thing to do. Despite appearing rather ponderous, the door opens without much resistance. Run my hands along the inside of the door. Thousands upon thousands of cacophonous wails lie within. Reaching further inside, I grab a few outstretched hands and feel the histories of different sins, each bearing a brand of its own, crawling along my hand and up my arm.
고통을 나눌 준비가 되었나요?
Could that have been a question, or rather, pressure to comply? With all my strength, I yank out the sinners clinging to my hand from the door. Terrible pain spread through my neck and head. Torture so unbearable that I'd have taken death over it. It refused to let up. The sensation of bones and muscles twisting and tangling with each other goes on for what feels like an eternity. Trained legs buckle under the unbearable pain. Drop to my knees in the pool of blood. Then I see it. Vibration. The vibrating surface of the red, viscous liquid bubbling and spattering. The pain grows even worse. Soon, the blood soaking the ground congeals and refuses into 3 separate masses. Then the pain seemed to go on forever, disappeared just like that. Drops of blood rose into the air and flew off. The terrible red haze cleared from my vision. I once again returned to the rumbling bus.
목이 베어졌다가 붙어버린 신경은 어떻지? 두근거리던가?
As soon as Ruth comes to, he rubs his neck, hisses out a few curses, and stomps towards Ryoshi. Hold on, just brought you back and you're going straight into another fight? Ruth looks around to glare at me, eyes blinded with fury.
어차피 살리는 게 되게 할 일 아닌가? 할 거 있으면 그 가짜는 시계 대가리째로 부수기 전에 저리 짜져 있어.
They're speaking, I don't have to.
잠깐만요. 단테 씨가 괴로워하시는 것 같은데 이쯤에서 저...
Heathcliff did not wait for Sinclair to finish his speech and slams his steel bat into the young man's skull. Bus filled with Sinclair's choking, intelligible gurgles as he lay dying.
시계 대가리에 다음번엔 널 으깰 거야. 이만하면 알아들었지?
I mean, if you kill me, it's not exactly... You're gonna just die and stay dead. You know, like... Don't think we can really revive ourselves.
생긴 대로라더니 천박하게도 구네요.
한 번 죽어서는 만족을 못하나?
Tightens his grip on the bats while Ishmael continues to swing her mace. How did I end up managing a bunch of people who stay the same wrecks even after literally just coming back from death? As my mind wandered, a sinister chill swept in, froze the tension in the bus into total silence.
이거 아무래도 제대로 교정해둬야겠어.
The sinners, who had been seconds away from jumping at each other's throats, came to an immediate standstill, as a pair of red eyes raked over them with a freezing, merciless glare.
첫 번째 규칙. 버스 안에서는 무기 부딪히는 소리가 들리지 아니한다. 이 순간 이후로 이 규칙이 깨어지면 너희는 내게 제발 죽여달라고 애원하게 난 충분히 그럴 수 있는 사람이야. 알지?
Sinclair's death blows were the only sound that broke the silence. Heathcliff glowered at Virgilius, but didn't dare argue back.
단테, 미안하게 됐습니다. 시계를 한 번만 더 돌려주시죠.
Again? Quickly shook my head. There's no way I was putting myself through that again. It hurt so much that death seemed downright merciful. The ghostly smile on his face evaporated as his expression hardened.
내가 아직 사과와 부탁을 하고 있을 때 문을 여는 게 좋을 텐데, 관리자한테. 단지 아픔이 두려운 거라면, 그래서 고개를 젓는 거라면 기꺼이 도와드리겠습니다. 그 정도의 고통에는 눈 하나 깜빡 안 하게 말이죠. 그럼 견딜 수 있지 않겠습니까?
내가 잘못 들은 건가? 관리자님이 분명 거부 의사를 내비쳤던 것 같은데.
당신, 기어드는 박자가 잘못됐군.
입사할 때 나의 상관은 네가 아니라 관리자님이라고 분명히 들었다. 관리자께서 고개를 저었다면 의미는 충분히 전달되었다고 보는데.
그래, 보호자관께서 나서시겠단 말인가? 그렇다면 보호자관께도 충분한 의미를 전달해 주어야겠군.
His eyes turned a deep shade of red, sharpening that one cold stare. I don't really know what I'm meant to do as the manager. If I even deserve to take this role. But I felt I should at least stop things from spiraling into an even bigger mess. Bringing back one sinner should hurt less than reviving all 12 at once. Otis, I'll rewind the clock. It's okay. Julius caught me frantically gesturing for Otis to stand down. The red gleam in his eyes faded.
잘 생각하셨군.
관리자께서 그러시겠다면.
I mean, he might be a bit terrifying, but at least he'll probably keep the others from killing each other constantly too, so. Otis looked like she had more to say, but quickly backed off and snapped into attention. The red door greeted me again, bringing with the sickening sensation of my bones and muscles churning and contorting against one another. Never gets to feel that anymore. I might have retract my previous statement. So I'll stop describing the pain to myself going forward. It's not the sort of torture I could even put a name on, anyway.
고맙습니다.
Sinclair stood up with a pained moan and bowed in appreciation, before tottering back to his seat. Alright. We got flowers for the gambling. It's, how long have I been streaming? Yeah, I can stream longer. Oh, there's actual energy and stuff, okay. Good to know. Do I get to actually pick? No? Alright.
이 오티스.
We get these four,
참전합니다.
apparently.
저기! 질문이 있네!
Dawn suddenly raised her hands.
첫 번째 규칙은 이해했다네. 그럼 두 번째는 무엇인가?
나 참. 아니 그걸 왜 굳이 나서서 물어보는 거야?
Julius shed cold glare at Ryoshu, who just lit a cigarette. She returned the look with an unreadable expression on her face.
두 번째 규칙. 버스 바닥에 담배꽁초 버리지 마. 자국 남으니까.
After to enter each stage, and refills 1 per 6 minutes or 10 per hour, as long as it's under your max capacity, currently 60. Alright. In that case, probably go until I run out of energy. Bus fall silent again.
잠깐. 버스에 정적이 흐르면 안 되지. 엔카론, 왜 속도를 안 내는 거지?
밥이 없어. 메피가 배고파해.
잘 됐군. 분위기를 좀 환기시키지.
So, does the train actually just like eat people? Like, are we actually gonna feed our enemies too? Like, I made a joke about that, but is that like actually what we're gonna do? Maybe suggesting fuel stove? Maybe I'm just casually plugging a fuel nozzle into the bus. Like a normal person, that pump felt strangely out of place. Wait,
차가
let's see.
움직이려면 연료가 필요하지.
Vehicle needs fuel.
캐론,
Gonna be fun.
헤드라이트를 깜빡거려봐. 무대 조명처럼.
응, 댄스 타임이야.
Dance time.
잠깐. 헤드라이트까지 켜면 습격받기 딱 좋은 상황이잖아요.
그걸 노린 거군.
So we are feeding the train people. Hear someone pounding against the bus's steel plating outside.
에이! 가진 거 다 놓고 내려. 30초 준다. 10, 9. 이봐! 20이 빠졌잖아. 그럼 20초 동안은 기도나 하고 있어라.
왜 이렇게 주변에 모자란 사람들이 많은 건지.
뭐라고 했냐?
비겁하게 습격을 하다니 틀림없는 악인들이로군.
자, 다들 내려. 그리고 말이야. 최대한 죽지 않을 만큼만 해줘. 알지?
Oh, they have to still be technically alive. Got it. Alright. Good to know. Don't kill anyone, just like knock them down. Matching skills with the same affinity. Okay, yeah, I already know that. You could do that, or hypothetically, I could do all of the same color. There are like 5 yellows. Alright. I guess we have to. 2 or more skills, same affinity, turn off the max resonance. Can I just... No? Alright. Let's go with that.
표정에 따라
Send them out, because that's just the fight that we're doing this time. 2 more. Alright, so it's basically giving me... 2 more affinity, turn off the absolute resonance. Yes, skills. Dashboard with greater boost. The resonance guarantees that every skill in the resonance chain receives a boost. Alright, good to know.
명령대로 하겠습니다. 좋은 전략입니다. 좋은 전략이다니까요.
Which has passive.
무슨 일인가요,
passive.
관리자님?
Deal some damage and negative status effects.
표정에 따라 실행한다.
좋은 전략입니다. 재밌는 순간이 순조로운 전략입니다.
Alright, I think I understand this. Things I can here. Passive. Each turn. Requirements. You see it on 2 slot resources. Alright. So we have this one is the thing that we're dealing with. Can I just like... Nope.
해보기는 할게요. 안지는 어쩔 수 없지만요.
좋은 전략입니다.
I think we might have killed them a little too much. I don't think they're really half dead. They might just be obliterated.
관리자님의 99% 명령과 1%의 제 실력이 합쳐진 결과였습니다.
We got our MVE. Cool, very nice. Next, that's got enemy info, and we just don't actually know it yet. Alright, but we got 3 enemies, it seems. Objective, clear within 10 turns. Alright. This should be fun. And we do not get to pick
따라갈
who yet.
준비는 끝났습니다.
Oh, we only need 3? That should be... That's easy. It's easy enough. A deep guttural rumble erupts as the side of the bus heaves and splits open. A number of human shapes layer the ground before the bus's gaping maw. Some still conscious, other no longer in one piece. The maw then stretches even wider and, for lack of better words, starts chewing through the bodies. Every bite getting faster and ferocious. Goshu took in spectacle with clear satisfaction, as though determined to savor every moment of it. Off to the side, Sinclair looks visibly shaken.
다들 제정신이 아닌 것 같아요. 그렇지 않나요?
You know, I feel like that's a fair response. The way he reacted made me wonder what history the sinners carried. Just to make sure, none of you were forced to join, right? Whatever happened before my head got replaced with Cluck is completely a complete mystery, but as far as I can tell, basically forced into the company. Guess it wasn't clear about the psycho. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit. Just a little. Maybe they're not so different from me, or so I thought, until Claire bowed his head, like he had hit a raw nerve.
그래요. 맞아요. 이건 제 선택이죠.
He was muttering under his breath, like he wasn't talking to me at all.
입사하지 않았어도 했을 일이요. 저기 또 악의 무리가 달려드네.
Dawn is the best. Right, defense skills. Tap Sims portraits. Lightly tap. Dashboard, swap their bottom skill with a defense skill. Right. Lightly tap. Guard. Lightly tap. Evade skill for power. And lightly tap. Counter. Ooh, that one's gonna be fun. Supposed to attack. Tap to cancel them. Alright, let's go with that.
행동을
Start
개시합니다.
When used under the right circumstances, defense skills can be even more effective than clashing or attacking enemies. However, poorly timed use of these skills can put the sinners at great risk. Please note the sinners do not select their defense skills unless you personally issue a direct command. Keep this in mind while using the auto selection function. Alright, let's see. Equal. Victory. Okay, something like that. It doesn't really matter on this one, so we'll go for that next.
표정에 따라 실행합니다.
Alright, that's working. So dominating. Let's take 2 of those. 3 of those, actually. This one doesn't really matter. Let's just do that. Should be good.
공격한다.
Turn 4. Alright, we need to go and bust the attack. What are we at? Stagger, stagger, almost stagger. Alright, good to know. Who's fighting you? You are. I want to try and get these yellows then. Until here, the skill. Here on the board, it's good to know. Alright, so these 3 are all 1 tier. I'm assuming. This one might be 2 tier. Alright. Those ones. Okay, I think these 3. Then I kind of want to go for those 3 on there just to kind of do some bonus damage with that. It's obvious though, but you have comparison for the yellow sticks here. Yellow ones, I can definitely tell with the dark blue ones too.
행동을 개시합니다.
Different amounts of knives.
끝내. 다음 판단을 부탁. 끝내. 교정대로.
Alright, was that victory? There we go. Fast yellow has 2, that's S1. Alright, good to know. I'm assuming that red was
보여?
either a 2 or a 3.
마구잡이로 때려
Like it was probably
부숴놨지.
too big for a level. Wait. Alright, we got... I said it was probably going to be until we ran out. If leveling up means this, maybe not. Maybe it'll just be like 3 hours of stream, or 4 hours of stream, depending on how things are going. Honestly, probably depending on if my throat decides it's dying. Red skill is this 2, yes, alright, good to know. Let's head up to here. Let's enter this. Oh, I can actually pick! Yeah, let me take everyone off so I can decide for myself. Right. Not yours.
그래, 태워보지 뭐.
Not yours.
출금할 시간이야. 달리자, 로시라.
Or...
저를요? 최선은
Let's go with 5.
명령이라면
So the order in which units are deployed matters. Alright. Would be better to have the ones with the stronger sets be first and the ones with the weaker sets be last. I'm gonna drink some of my quick real quick. Counter deployed first, gets a second skill shot. Turn 2. Alright, so in that case, what I probably want to do for this is first, second.
태워보지 뭐.
Honestly, it would probably be better to have these 2 kind of up high because they're going to be lacking a little bit more. I'll put them at the end for now.
달리자, 로시한테. 단테,
See if I can
이번에는 누굴
use
베어버리면
brute
되는
force
거야?
for the starting side.
배부르게 밥을 먹은 지가
Okay,
언제더라.
slide it moves back to the first
기계
unit.
덩어리 팔자가 더
It's good to
낫네.
know.
제공되는 식사는 모두 정량이에요.
그 정도 먹어서는 기운이 안 난단 말이야.
So I'd heard people shouting. You think I'm doing this on a full stomach and distance, but the others seem to pretend she heard nothing. Speaking of, it's the best run on stuff like blood or protein.
엔케팔린이에요. 로보토미 코퍼레이션에서 추출했던 에너지죠.
이전 엘사 말이군요. 특이점으로 에너지를 생산하는 회사라고 들었어요. 엘사가 몰락한 지금은 잔해밖에 남지 않았지만.
맞아요. 그래서 지금은 구하기가 꽤 힘들어요. 하지만 메피스토펠레스는 신체에서 엔케팔린을 강제로 추출할 수 있죠.
Could not help but fixate on the word as I looked back and forth. Shush! No calls. Do not call me right now. That is a no. Jump scared by a phone call. It was a scam call too. It didn't even look like a number that would be in my general area. But fixate on the words that looked back and forth between the chewing maw the bus and Otis. Those barking orders the other sinners.
네. 엔케팔린은 뇌와 척수신경에서만 추출돼요. 특히나 생명 활동이 있을수록 효율이 좋죠.
That's why Julius told sinners not to kill their silence. Okay then.
그럼 해당 부위만 먹여도 되는 거 아니야? 라기엔 피와 근육도 연료로 쓰일 수 있어요. 엔케팔린이 시동과 추력을 위해서 필요하다면 나머지 생체 물질은 순항할 때 사용되죠. 엔케팔린이 되도록 천천히 소모되게 하기 위한 설계죠.
하이브리드요.
Ross went on to explain how most of the vehicle's fuel is taken from branch facilities. That harvesting encephalon from human bodies won't be sufficient in the long run. Most of it went straight over my head, though. Well, that's complicated, but I guess you're in for some tough work.
뭘요? 파우스트는 고생하지 않는답니다.
고생은 우리가 하고 있지. 이봐, 관리자 양반 또 온다고.
Oh, his arm is a bug. I did not realize that. Plus runs on 100% renewable energy for a green company. Taking care of like two problems at the same time. Getting rid of overpopulation and pollution. Who cares if everyone's kind of killing each other? We're saving the environment. Top the screen. Alright, so we have a speed option set. Game. Cool. Alright. I'll leave it as this. Alright, these look about the same. That's favored. That one's favored. Doesn't matter on this one, try to pick. Is one of these stronger than the other? No, they look like they're the same level. And then it doesn't really matter on those ones either, so let's send it.
가보자고. 생각보다 잘 타는 걸.
역시 모르네.
Alright, wave 2. Then let's see. 6 spots. Doesn't matter. Take a secondary on that. That one. Alright, we'll just go top row.
출진이다! 역시 생각대로 되었어.
Alright, that was a pretty easy fight. What's the catch? It's gonna bring us out and it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, here's a mini-boss.
가야 할 곳으로 보내준 것뿐이죠. 보이는 걸
Maybe
배워냈을
these
뿐이고요.
earlier ones are mostly just for, what's it called? Oh, what am I forgetting what it's called? Like, just for learning, basically. Introduction to skills, all that. Right. Play within 10 turns. So far, that has not been too difficult a thing. It seemed like this grouping worked pretty well.
이게 최선이겠죠?
어이, 적당히 끝내라. 곧 손님이 방문할 거야.
Julius said, poking his head out the window. Oh no, it's gonna be a mini-boss. Did I call
처음으로
it?
가는 던전이니까 길잡이가 필요할 것 같아서요.
저 혹시 림버스 컴퍼니에서 오신 분들 맞나요?
Somebody approaches us with apparent hesitation.
맞나 보네요.
Unless it just about finished its meal and was crunching down the last bits of bones. Very and watched it differently before introducing herself.
예전 엘사에서 근무했던 유리예요. 잘 부탁합니다.
Previous L Corp? You mean
그 로보토미 코퍼레이션이겠군.
네, 우리는 로보토미 코퍼레이션, 구 엘사의 옛 지부들로 향합니다.
저라면 불러도 절대 안 왔을 것 같은데. 추락한 날개라니. 분명 끝이 좋지 않았을 텐데요.
무슨 소리야? 날개고 뭐고 돈만 함께라면 뭐든 유쾌한 기억이 된다고.
거기는 아직도 괴물로 득실된다는 소문이 있던데.
Moon's first game in this setting. Cool. Right, good to know. I think someone had mentioned it a little while ago, talking about the other games from the same company. Right, so that one was the first, and then it was Library was second, and then this one was third. Starting at the end, we'll just move backwards in this. Do Library next, then do Lobotomy.
괴물이 아니라 환상체요. 어쨌든 사실이에요. 하지만 더 중요한 것들이 있죠. 지부 가장 깊숙한 곳에 최근에 피어나기 시작한 엘사의 기술의 핵심 정수가 존재해요.
단테, 며칠 전에 내가 제안했던 걸 기억합니까? 성의를 새기게 해줄 거라고 말했는데 정수, 황금가지를 모아온다면 그 정도는 어려운 일도 아니게 될 겁니다.
Aspects still made my headache. What exactly was I trying to do?
억지로 떠올리려고 할 필요는 없습니다. 그때가 되면 전부 알게 될 테니까요.
I returned a slow nod to boss basic advice. Alright, for now I should focus on what my present self is able to process. If it's the Lime Corp we're exploring, might come across some Line too.
아, 그러면 더 이상 사람들을 갈아 넣지 않아도 되겠네요.
거기다가 운이 좋으면 에고까지 얻을 테니. 일석
Ego. It's another unknown term that makes me tilt my head. But in any case, it seems rather rude to keep talking to each other when we had the guest on board. Yet apparently, I wasn't the only one who thought so.
유리 씨는 무슨 일 하며 지냈나?
Gregor flashed what looked like his best attempt at a kind smile at our new passenger, hoping to strike up a conversation. Corners of his eyes twitched from forcing a facial expression he obviously wasn't used to, but I pretended not to notice.
내가 보아하니 그대는 해결사일 것 같소. 그들에게서는 모두 고결한 영웅의 냄새가 난다고 하더군.
Jiri gave a slight nod. I heard Ishmael release a deep sigh.
어디서 그런 소식을 들었는지 모르겠지만 해결사는 그런 영웅들이 아니에요.
금세 다른 밥벌이를 찾는 게 쉽진 않았을 텐데 용케 해냈군.
아직은 계약직이에요.
아하, 굳이 다시 이곳으로 기어들어온 이유도 그거였겠네요. 예전 직장으로 돌아가서 크게 한탕이라도 치면 팀장 자리라도 주겠대요?
실적을 세우면 계약 기간은 늘어날지도 모르죠.
그렇지. 보통 계약직 시절은 실적 하나에 목숨을 걸어야 할 때니까.
아, 그거 참 부질없는 목숨이네요.
어이, 아까부터 왜 이렇게 비꼬는 거야? 뭐가 그렇게 마음에 안 들어?
글쎄요. 처음부터 끝까지 마음에 안...
Affected by the abrasive attitude, Yuri quietly took an empty seat. Glancing between the two of them, Gregor returned to his seat as well, scratching his head. I don't think I'll ever get used to being around these people.
빨리 베어드는 편이 편할 겁니다, 단테. 가론, 출발하지. 손님께서 자리에 앉았다.
메피페, 빵빵. 카룬도 빵빵.
Right, time for the same process we've done so far. Alright, let's go for that. Send it.
그대로 가보자고.
I might end stream somewhat soon, like the other starting to hurt. Probably start bringing tea. Like proper tea. Let's go for that. There, go for there. This one doesn't really matter. Oh, there's that one, but let's keep an orange for this. Alright, it's the same amount either way. Let's go for this one then.
해보겠습니다.
생각보다 잘 타는 걸.
좀 더 잘 될 수 있을 것 같은데요.
승리했어!
Alright. Oh, there's just one guy left. Alright. Kinda feel bad for this guy. However, I do kind of want to just do that, get a whole bunch of those. What's he stuck with? Let's attack power down. Give him 2 attack. We're just gonna kill this guy.
생각보다 잘 타는 걸.
He didn't even need multiple attacks, just one.
아, 너무 열심히 했어. 이걸로 일주일은 울고 먹을 수 있겠군.
Alright, we got a little bit more of that. Let's see. 5 of 11. I might do just a couple more and then stop for today. 'Cause I don't want to... I'm assuming it's probably from like previous streams last week. My throat is somewhat not happy right now for unknown reasons. That's a decent stopping point ahead. Alright, that's good. We are taking more stamina each time, it seems. Alright, we can take 5. I feel like this set has kind of worked pretty well so far.
제가 원하는 대로 베어버려도 되나요?
So far we've had a pretty
근데
even setup.
지도는 제게 있는데요. 길은 어떻게 알고 가는 건가요?
No answers in return, but the bus keeps speeding anyway.
그건 말이지. 감이지. 카룬의 감.
You might notice living at the corner. It's time we're in stage selection. Yeah. Oh yeah, the thing that was like up here that said how many there were left and how many things. Does it change from 6?
분홍머리. 카룬 앞을 이상한 종이로 막는 이유가 뭐야? 계속 이상한 방향으로 가니까 그렇죠. 이 지도를 보세요. 우리가 가는 쪽은 남동쪽 방향인데.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, each section doesn't seem to take too long, so getting through to just the end would probably work pretty well.
마음이
This would be a
향하는
chapter
곳,
done.
그곳에
Next stage
진짜
is
길이
dungeon, takes a
있을지니.
lot longer to complete. Alright, so maybe not that.
벌써 우리는 모두 마음이 향하는 곳으로 나아가야만 하네.
It's pretty much half the chapter, right?
그냥 지도 보는 법도 모르는 길치라는 거잖아요.
Stop.
제가 하고 싶은 말을 대신 해주실 줄이야.
I feel like I should put this back on. I think it's safe by now. Yuri and Ishmael put a palm over their respective faces at the same time. Almost like they're in sync.
오, 우리 기사님 친구라도 생겼나 봐.
분홍머리가 계속 제잘거려. 난 길을 알고 있단 말이야. 아니, 그러니까 방향이 잘못...
앞에 또 장애물이야. 부릉부릉 할까?
아니, 카론. 기다려봐.
어이! 보스가 근사해 보이는데 나도 좀 타보자.
메피스토 팰레스의 후식 시간인 모양이군. 내리지. 아직 밥을 더 먹여야겠어.
Seems like we're also kind of being a cleanup service then. You know, knock him down, toss him in, basically a disposal unit. Alright. Alright, red is... doesn't really matter on this one. Let's keep it to have a chain. Doesn't matter on this one, which I picked. Alright, those ones are the same, so let's
배는
go.
맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
되는 건 즐겁네요.
Is there other options for what I can go for? Oh, so those are just the buttons that it has. Got it. Ooh, that's a pretty even split no matter what. There are orange ones down the line though, so I might be able to use that to my advantage. Let's go for that one. There. Doesn't matter there. And it doesn't really matter there, but let's go for this one for a little bit of boost.
해보겠습니다. 좀 더 잘 될 수 있을 것 같은데요.
I will keep an eye on which ones seem like which. I gotta actually pay attention. Like, I know that this orange... Actually, go. This orange right here is a lower tier than these ones, I'd assume. And that one there. I just have to think about that when I'm going into these. Alright. It doesn't matter on this one. There's some oranges down the line. We do have a blue down the line. Might be helpful later. Let's keep this for now. These are the same level. This seems to be doing more damage. It's even no matter what. Might be better to have that then. No, it might not matter either way. Oh, unopposable. Alright, so we can't really do anything with that, I don't think. Doesn't matter here, these are the same skill level. Doesn't matter here either. And then this also doesn't matter, so let's take that. Let's send it out.
되는 건 즐겁네요.
역시
Likewise,
모르네.
both skills and problems.
역시 모르네.
They're stronger for more demanding clash. Got it. Alright, so if it seems like it's going to be a win no matter what, go for
대독은 아닐
the
거예요.
lower tier one.
그래도 칭찬해 주셔서 감사해요, 관리자님.
I do like that his
순간
is
제
like
어머니가
part
생각났어요.
of it is in color and then part of it is in black and white, other than like this little red. I guess it would be high saturation, low saturation then. Alright. Here onto this one. Alright, so we'll stop at like 10 then. That should probably also deplete our energy enough.
이게
We're doing
최선이겠죠?
12 at a time. That's a decent chunk, I'd say.
카론, 이쪽이 동쪽일까요? 서쪽일까요?
카로는 두 가지 방향만 알아. 메피의 앞쪽과 뒤쪽.
지금까지 방향도 모르는 사람이 어떻게 운전기사를 했대요?
카론, 그러니까요. 해가 뜨는 쪽이
The driver's seat. 3 heads gathered together over a map. Well, one of them.
꼬맹이, 너도 저기 끼어 있어야 하는 거 아니야?
무례한 소리! 난 어린이가 아니라네! 꼬맹이는 더더욱 아니고!
Watching Dawn shake her fist sky high over Rhodey. Or Rhodia. I can read. I think that Yuri might have put up with a rough childhood. Yuri cast a quick glance towards me, shook his head, then went back to watching the driver's side with the gym problem.
딱히 어린 편도 아니야. 일단 칼을 줄 수 있으면 전쟁에 참전부터 시키는 둥지도 있었으니까.
Mess. They explained that Mess is basically the center of a district. If my memory is correct. Sounds like a mess to get the worst of the past. Time to reset Dante's voice.
아주 없는 일은 아니었지.
Yeah. The parts that are like,
전쟁에 대해
I think that
궁금한
it's
게
an
많나
issue
봐.
with the auto uses voice lines. Oh, I'm not really curious about the details, just gathering info I should know about the manager. Just as I went to speak again, a sideways glimpse of the look on Gregor's face made me pause. He had a faraway look in his eyes. Still, he was
그런
staring.
자세를 뭐라고 하고 싶은 건 아니야, 관리자 양반.
Difference seems to be that the
오히려 좋은 자세 아닐까?
actual
상관의 귀가 많을까
quote-unquote
싶은데.
voice lines. Slowly continued talking, taking a pack of cigarettes from his pocket. Have a actual
그래도
sound. I'm pretty sure that's the
개인적으로는 모를
difference
수
between
있을 때
auto and
모르는 게
text.
기회일지도
Text is
모른다고
once
생각해.
it finishes, it gets ready to go to the
일단
next
알게
line.
되면 다시는
Well,
모를 수
auto
없게 될 테니까.
goes by the actual audio. Another word, he lit a cigarette. So
아니요.
his
방금
internal
저쪽에서
dialogue
우회전을
seems to line the
했어야죠.
game has a lot. Oh yeah, it's this one, correct? Yeah, you go back up and you can see the things.
괜찮아요, 카론. 조금만 더 가서 꺾어도 올바른 길로 갈 수 있어요.
아, 기사의 삶은 고단해.
뭐 지금 더 급한 건
The
목적지로
internal
가는
dialogue
길을 아는
doesn't
것
have
같네.
a
그렇지,
actual
관리자
spoken
양반.
line. River chuckled, each snort sending a puff out from his smoke-filled mouth. So the ticking actually has like, still curious to learn about what you've been through, but he's right that I should focus on things for now. Ticking has, okay, we're just gonna be talking. I'll continue later. Because as upon cue, in the urgent manner, present itself before my eyes, or rather, before
옥신각신을
my
그쯤
clock.
해라.
I don't know.
전방에 다시 적이다.
I'll wait for the fight.
쳐놓다니 미친 새끼들 제정신이야? 가만 안 둔다. 보스만 가지려고 했는데 너네도 전부 죽인다.
베르, 연료들이 시끄러워. 카론, 2명 이상 시끄러우면 어지러워.
걱정할 필요 없다, 카론. 이제부터 조용해질 테니. 전원 하차.
Right, but anyways, so like the actual ticking has a basically it forces the game to wait until that line of ticking that has been like chosen for it is done before it can like move on to the next set of text. But without the ticking, it has to probably go on basically a timer. And these ones are the same either way. These ones are the same, but there's another orange further down. Still save it for now. This one is the same either way. It's unopposed either way, so actually let's head back, take that one, then do that.
출진이다!
좀 더 잘 되는 건 즐겁네요.
So it's basically just an issue on the timer of not actually having audio to base it off of. So, okay, so these are the same. Doesn't matter on this one. There are more reds farther down, so let's see. Doesn't really matter on here. Let's take the other red. We don't have more purples, so let's go for that. Might actually be. Let me go back. Completely ignore the reds for now. I mean, this one. I don't know if that's a. I think that's a level 1. So let's take it. And then we should be able to maybe. Alright, so we're not really gonna get combos in this one, other than that, I guess. Well, I guess we got a couple combos, you know? We got a couple small ones.
해보겠습니다.
Alright. Aww. Poor guy. He has like no health too. Alright, let's go for like the stuff with the least amount of power for it. Poor guy has like 1 health.
되는 건 즐겁네요.
That's just overkill on it. Alright, we got this now. Let's see, we might actually have to do stuff this time. Alright, it seems like this does a little bit more. They're also a lot of orange later on, so if we... Red does better here, though. Alright, let's go for this one. Let's do that. Take that one. Doesn't matter on this one, so let's go for the lower level. Doesn't matter here either. This one does more, and we also have boost. Let's go for that. Then this one doesn't matter, so let's go for that.
해보겠습니다.
역시 모르네.
제가
I feel like I'm gonna regret saying this. This feels pretty straightforward so far.
역시 모르네. 승리했어.
I feel like I say that now, it's gonna be much less,
다시 지도를 보자고요.
it's gonna be much more complicated later on, but for now, it seems pretty straightforward, pretty
카론,
easy to
난 좀
understand.
피우면 안 된다니까요.
Question reared its head as I stared at the trio arguing over the map once again. This bus was made specifically for Limbus Company, right?
정확히는
First few chapters.
저희들만을 위한
chapters.
버스라고 해야겠네요.
We'll come back to that idea later. Isn't that basically what I said?
그게
We'll
그
come back
뜻
once we're on like
아니냐고
chapter 4.
생각하고 계신 것 같네요.
And I'm going, what is this? It's weird. Don't think I spoke that part out loud. Well, broken or something?
그 정도는 째깍이지 않아도 알 수 있어요. 파우스트는 모르는 것이 없으니까요.
Anyways, must have taken a long while to get out of the oven. Especially with the mouth on the side.
예상한 만큼 걸려서 만들었을 뿐이에요.
She's downright impressive to talk to.
파우스트는 천재예요. 도시의 모든 것을 알고 있죠.
어이, 그렇게 뛰어나시다면 저 앞에 가서 길부터 찾아주지 그래.
That is true.
아까부터 저것들이 시끄러워서 잠을 못 자겠잖아.
파우스트는 오지랖쟁이가 아니에요. 묻는 것에는 대답하지만 묻지도 않은 것을 말하지는 않아요.
Eventually, murder will be
그리고
muscle memory.
인간이 무언가를 깨닫기 위해 골똘한 고민을 하는 건 가장 즐거운 일이랍니다. 파우스트는 산통을 깨고 싶지 않네요.
뭘 골똘히 고민을 해봤어야 공감을 하죠.
So, he's grip onto the bat tightly, or his grip tightened. Virgil was casting a glare his way. He clicked his tongue to cross his arms and forced his eyes shut. Not there, wonder why they're out so quickly.
나랑 마음이 꽤 맞는 것 같네, 관리자 양반.
Alright, good to know. Alright, so right now, it's just learning all of what I will need to do.
가야 할 곳으로 보내준 것뿐이죠. 보이는 걸
Later
배워냈을
on, I'll
뿐이고요.
learn. Oh boy. We're never gonna run out. Or at least, we're not gonna run out for a while, I don't think. Before we can even, like, clear one set, it's like, oh yeah, here, have a whole bunch more. Double or nothing. Okay. Probably stop at 10 just to stop before the big dungeon. And apparently this is the set we're going with.
손쉽죠.
그래, 혹시 저치들과 아는 사이야?
응? 무슨? 이 뒷골목에 내가 아는 얼굴이 있을 리...
Mirror's face stiffens the moment he looks out the window. bulkheads. The other enemies we run into, they're parked insectoid.
단테, 머리가 시계라서 다행이야. 저런 거였음 쳐다볼 때마다 헛구역질했을 것 같아.
저거 그레고르 씨랑 같은 강화 시술 아니에요?
저런 징그러운 벌레 대가리를 일부러 붙여놓는다고?
가까이 붙지 마. 너한테도 해충병 없는다.
정말이에요?
장난이야. 내 개그 센스가 이상한 건가?
There's scratched back his head awkwardly as the bus dragged.
과거 G사에서는 대부분의 직원들이 그레고르 씨처럼 생체 무기 시술을 받았어요.
One fumble in reading.
그레고르 씨
Not gonna
예전
be right.
쥐사 출신이었어요? 그때 쥐사라면
Shma frowned as she remembered something unpleasant, but didn't elaborate further. Gregor managed to smile, but his hardened features didn't relax in the slightest.
저런 분들은 평소엔 어디서 주무시는 건가요?
세상에는 하늘을 천장 삼고 별을 조명 삼아 사는 사람들도 많은 법이지.
아, 풍류가 있는 분들이로군요.
I think that's what he meant.
보아하니 저들 역시 우리의 여정을 방해할 마음인가 보군. 내려야 하지 않겠어? 그레고르.
굳이 날 찝어서 말하는 이유는?
글쎄, 남의 추억을 내 입으로 떠들고 싶진 않은 걸. 앞장서 그레고르. 이유는 네가 잘 알잖아.
고약한 사람이네. 당신.
A cluster of insect-head soldiers were gathered close to the bus.
어디 앞장서는 거 별로 안 좋아하는데.
넌 뭐야? 왜 우리랑 같은 팔을 가지고 있지?
가만, 낯익은 얼굴인데.
주로 포스터나 잡지에 서식했던 적이 있지.
Gregor, do you know them from somewhere?
그런 게 중요한 건 아닌 것 같은데요, 관리자님. 옛날 이야기할 상황은 아니에요.
신경 쓰이긴 하지만 아무렴 어때? 어쨌든 이 앞으로 못 지나간다.
It was
그런데
the worst
이것들은
time
왜
for
대놓고
Aeon.
벌레
That was
모습인 채로 다니는 거야?
the moment I have to talk.
어린애들은 마주치면 눈물부터 터뜨리겠어. 그렉처럼 티라도 덜 나면 좋잖아?
내가 특이한 케이스야. 대부분은 머리통에 무조건 곤충 부분이 붙어버리거든. 이걸 운이 좋았다고 해야 할지는 모르겠지만
이유는 모르겠지만 저 사람들 우리가 로보토미 집으로 향하는 걸 막으려는 것 같았어요.
이들도 황금 가지를 노리는 거야?
그럴지도. 그 정수를 원하는 자는 널렸으니까 각각이 바라는 소망도 다양할 테고. 그렇지 않나?
왜 날 쳐다봐? 내가 알 리가 없잖아.
Alright. Find some insectoids. Does not look like it actually. Alright, we're using ego. Skill. Wearing. The ego currently purchased here. Resources XP, minus 50% top 24. Go Garza. Right. Can be obtained by using skills during go, for example, unlimited skills, or grant ending resources. Alright, so can I like nope, can't change. Let's just get that going.
예술이 뭔지 보여주지.
win rate, but top seems to choose their own skills, get some crash win rates. Almost got to launch a powerful attack against crit. It's unlikely he'll win this clash. So let's clash with different enemies. Here's ego, turns. Let's fight power. Right, so let's go here. Press and hold. Like that. Not really quick one. Just back to snare. Egos. Alright, let's go. The speed cost is consumed. The moment the ego skill begins its attack, be warned that letting its SP drop too low may cause them to panic or become corroded by their ego.
이 안에 담아주지.
진 낙욕하오.
Raise the ego skill pressure. Have the ego passive. Skill. Its turn. Skills passively active. Alright. Who else is 3 years? Alright, who has... He is the lowest, so we can't work with those. Here's what we need. Fire... Alright, we need red and yellow. We don't have either of those on here, so for now we're just gonna play normally. Doesn't matter which, so let's go for that one. Ooh, I don't think we've gotten green yet. Very cool, very nice. Doesn't matter which one. Alright. Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, those are the same.
출진이다!
다음은 안전한 침묵.
Alright, we have some overwhelms. Yours is the highest right now. What do you need? Red. There's only one red on here, so let's try and get it, but for all that shouldn't help much. That's a pretty big red. That will help us actually get things though, so let's do that. Let's take and go.
거기 거울은 깨졌어.
Don't think we can quite get any of them yet. Nope. No. We need dark blue. Another one we don't have. And you need yellow. Alright, so right now, chances are still low. If there's still a turn this time, we might be able to get it with using that. Okay, and then send it to go. I don't know if there will still be an enemy to kill. Seems kind of, you know, battle-endy.
복사에 대한 대가구려. 시들어가는 것 같소.
Ooh, what's this? Alright, that's experience points. Alright. Let's grab that. Jump over to here. Got eco blocking. Counter for the purpose of granting temporary access to she's ego. Try to get that. Ego. Take that one. Equipped. Back to the loadouts. Cost. Alright, good to go.
길게 끌 거 없어. 바로 간다.
도착했다. 역시 카루는 길을 알았던 거야.
Nope, that is not the right button. Hang on, no. Oh, that's
역시는
what I
무슨
wanted to press.
역시예요. 저랑 싱클레어 씨가 양쪽에서 얼마나 고생했는데.
그래도 이제 동남쪽과 동북쪽을 구분할 수 있어서 다행이에요.
That's definitely some more. This is the old L-Corp.
저도 직접 보는 건 처음이네요.
Thank you for
그
the
일이
info
있고
drop
나서
on
시간이
done.
오래 지나진 않았을 텐데요.
세상에 어떻게
Please
건물이
enjoy
이
your
모양일 수가
stay.
있죠?
We're probably only going to be playing for a little bit longer.
부잣집
Just going to get
도련님한테는
to
익숙하지 못한 광경인가 보군.
잡담은
We're only going
그만.
for like 2
하차한다.
more parts, I guess. Huh? There are people over there.
유리 씨와 같은 사무소의
Oh, so your audio's kind
해결사분들이에요.
of- Yeah, I'm just really bad at
엘사
speaking
지부에
up.
이미 몇 번이나 방문한 적이 있는
I try.
경험자들이죠.
I'm just. If I have my audio up too much, I don't actually know which side goes up and which one goes down. So if I do this, then that is higher. So we probably have it about there.
아야시다.
Hopefully this is the. Aw, look at them.
붉은 시선님,
Alright, this should
직접 만나뵐 수
hopefully
있어서
be high enough without
정말
peaking my
영광입니다.
mic. I don't think I'm getting too loud during this one.
이렇게 직접
아, 저 앞에 허름한 창고 보이지? 안쪽에 지하로 내려가는 계단이 있다. 계단부터는 여기 유리 씨가 맡을 거고.
네.
여기 해결사 분들도 경력직이니 돌발 상황에는 잘 대처해 줄 거야. 이만하면 되었겠지. 내 동행은 여기까지다. 버스에서 너희들을 기다리고 있겠어.
Huh? Wait, what?
언제까지고 뒷바라지를 해주고 있을 거라 생각했다면 큰 오산입니다, 단테.
혼자서 발 뻗고 쉬고 있겠다는 건가?
애당초 내가 동행하면 너희들은 관광하러 내려가는 거나 다를 바가 없지 않겠나.
한마디로 실컷 쥐어 터지고 썰리고 오라는 거군.
보통 저렇게 말하면 항상 다른 꿍꿍이가 있던데.
편한 대로 생각해. 특별히 가이드 분까지 붙여줬으니 잘 해내고 오라고.
네, 잘 해내고 오겠습니다. 붉은 시선님.
최선을 다해보긴 할게요.
Right, we're gonna do more advanced use of ego. Choose highest key. Alright. Let's go into hers. Alright, this is what we have. Can change resonance by using ego. Alright. Want that's. I mean, it's only gonna let me pick those certain ones.
명령대로 하겠습니다. 이 불 또한 예술의 황홀경이지.
Very cool.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
그냥 쉽네.
Alright, let's see. Oh, we're using it again? Alright. Alright, so we are once again.
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠.
이 불 또한 예술의 황홀경이지.
Why are the demons just slowly making us slow? I don't know why.
좋은 전략입니다.
It just changes his position enough to like do a different angle. Ooh, reaching -45, reduce corrosion. You can hold left click during ego cutscenes to speed them up. I might. Oh wow, that is. This is indescribable. Alright, we'll just kind of inch through there real quick and then go for other options. Let me actually see. Doesn't matter. Take that. Wait, is there. Nope, they're the same level. Might as well do more red. Alright, take that's there.
모든 것을 태우는 것.
Alright, this is... You have to remember this. She might end up going for an ally.
모든 것을 태우는 것.
Don't go for an ally, please.
적을 난파시켰습니다.
순조로운 전략 좋은 전략입니다. 해냈어요.
Alright, now she's back there. So we recover their ego corrosion state. Next turn, the rest will reset to 0. Destroy the ego block this time. Alright, let's do it again, I guess. Oh, that's what I do. Alright, good to know. If you have resources to overclock your skill, activate stable overclock. Not to activate unstable. Looks like we have enough. So we should have stable. Alright. Right, let's send it there, because it's only giving me one option set.
기다려. 아직 안 끝났어. 모든 것을 태우는 것.
Alright.
고작 이 정도로 들떠한다면 예술가의 자격은 없는 거지.
Alright. Okay, so we'll probably just do this one and then end there. We have so much stamina right now. Found out before dungeon. Yes. How long on average are the dungeons? Like, is it one of those things where it's just a lot of dialogue and then one fight, or is it a lot of fight and just like same amount of dialogue? It varies. Would it be a good idea to do this first one now or next time? Like, just finish out this chapter. Okay, a few details. That, some information, level up, ties, other stuff. This dungeon has about 90 minutes worth of content. Okay, so if it's like 2 hours, yeah, that'll probably be next time. Get to 9 with a 5-hour dungeon. Oh no, that's terrifying. Alright. Details, awakening. It's sanity cost, other information. It's the upgrades. Automatically. It was already 5 hours long. Oh, that's terrifying. We're gonna have some long streams. Alright. I get to pick who I want, and I still like this setup. This is still a pretty good setup, I'd say.
최선이겠죠?
단테, 잠깐 나 좀 보시죠.
Here, put auto on. While the others were busy exchanging greetings, Julius called me over to a secluded corner.
미리 말해두자면
Please don't kill me.
저들은 8급 해결사입니다.
Grade 8?
서열이 낮은 심부름꾼이라는 뜻입니다. 저들을 이용은 하되 의존하려 하지 말아야 할 겁니다.
In other words, they're not dependable enough. I nodded to let him know I understood his points.
어쩌면 그 버스 안에서 제대로 대화라는 걸 할 수 있는 건 당신뿐일지도 모르겠어. 모은을 빕니다. 단테.
just gave my shoulder a pat with a crooked smile, then slowly made his way back to the bus. Alright. First round, we're just going to want to do some damage, see what I can do. Do I have 2 reds? Let's go for red because it's smaller for now. Seems better to do that. Doesn't really matter on here. Let's go for that. And then this one is unstoppable either way, so let's take just one of those.
재미는 없겠지만 그렇게 할게요.
I'm gonna drink some drink while this is going on. These are the same either way. It's a win either way. That one isn't though. This one should do more damage. We can kind of double it up like 15 times. Alright, let's do that. Same here. Let's go for that one. Alright, this should be fun. It's a lot of orange.
그렇게 무르진 않네. 그렇게 무르진 않네. 역시 무르네.
좀 더 잘 뵐 수 있을 것 같은데요?
Yeah, 5 hours is gonna be fun for a stream. If there's save points, I might have to take advantage of them that way. Alright, we have a lot of orange ones we can use again. Doesn't really matter here which one I use. Same here. Alright, there we go. Just gonna do pause in between fights and return to. Alright, that's good to know. You can move whenever you want to in the dungeon. Alright, that is good to know, especially if you're saying some of them go longer, or like they get longer over time. 5-hour dungeon. Depending on how much of that is dialogue, I feel like so 50-50 on if it could be done in one stream. Words and I don't get along too well. Alright, let me actually look at what I have. What do I have to work with? Alright, do I have... I do have enough for that. Let's go for ego. I don't really need to, but I might as well, you know? Let's go for that. Let's just send everything at him.
재미는 없겠지만 그렇게 할게요.
Didn't even need to use it. Man, I wanted to use the ego.
역시 내가 못 빼는 건 없어.
Alright. Alright, and you're saying this first one is like 2 hours. That's a decent amount of time. So if we're talking like 2... I feel like I should ask, how much of that 2 hours is just, like, dialogue? Because if it's a lot of fighting, I can feel like slightly speed through a fight if needed. 50-50, I'd say? Alright, that's... Oh, dialogue. On a different week, I might be able to do that, but my throat is hurting, and we've only been live for like 3.5 hours, so that can be saved for another time. Now let me go back out. Please convert your stamina before you go. How do I do that? I do not know how to do that. I'm assuming it's something over here. The green bar. Alright. I'm assuming I click this. Get all of those up. Is that the correct thing? Double arrow on the right. That works too. Alright, and then just that. So you can go from here. This turns your energy into a different form. Alright, I'm guessing it means that I can, like, use it later or something. Alright, so let's take that. Alright, so there we go. Can save those for later. Press confirm. Alright. Curious what this is. Like, it has like a little exclamation point, which means I want to click it. But there's always a chance it'll just take me to a different screen completely. Oh, it's just this. Alright, cool. Can't be converted back, but it's used for other things. So now your bar is empty, so it's refilling. Alright, cool, cool. And then that can do that. But while we're at it... Alright. Got more things to do. Want to add this friend list? Do I do that? Sure, I have no clue how to do that though. Is that over here? Customize. Ooh. Let's go with purple. that's a horrible shade of purple like that. Let's go for... How do I... Oh wait, friends list. There's the friends list. Right, so the ID number. Yes, I did. I just have to... That, we have this. Copy it real quick. Back on Magic tab, copy that into chat. Right, here we go. Let me just Control V that. And there we go. What's this? Alright, very cool. Change who's on here. Put his. Okay, send request, show up in the friends tab. Alright, I go over here, inbox, and confirm, I guess. Or wait, do I have to click? Alright, yes. Click, accept. Accept. Alright, there we go. I'm assuming that is for like a multiplayer mode, maybe? Or, I know that in some games, like, you can borrow allies, well, I guess in this case, sinners, like their characters. Is that what it's for? Or is it actually, like, for borrowing units via the support system? You can borrow characters from your friends? Cool, cool! Right. And real quick, I did say I was going to do it at the end, so we're going to do a little bit of gambling. We're going to throw all of our flowers into here. Wouldn't recommend that at the start. Yeah, that's probably for like later in if I need a specific skill that I don't have. Right. Let's do this real quick. I should be able to do two. Most people's units will be massively over-leveled with the content you're going through. Yeah. For now, I'll probably just stick to boosting my own characters. Right. Let's do a little bit of gotcha gaming, I guess. Oh, that's like 2 gold, I think.
요슈, 듣기. 어? 이렇게 무전하면 안 된다고? 주려 말하지 마라.
There's an ego.
왜?
That's good to know. Very cool. A lot of bonus dialogue for that one.
나무와 함께 베어 넘겨드리죠.
Is this the ego? Or is this the, ID? Right. That's the ego. Got it. It's a very interesting ego.
워프 열차라는 거
Ego heals is pretty good.
생각보다
Alright,
좋던데요?
that's a pretty good one. Useful for one for a specific ID of his. Right, good to know.
제가 무엇을 베면 되는 거죠?
Is this by chance the ID? I'm assuming it's not. I feel like this game could already tell I was picking favorites.
파우스트예요. 잘 부탁드려요.
I feel like the game could tell I was picking favorites, and it's like, oh yeah, here, have those. I didn't even have to say anything. Do I have enough for a second? I do have enough for a second. Alright. I feel like I should use this, but at the same time. Plus is actually decent for a 2-star. Is it? Right? I'll have to, once I get all of these, switch the stuff, but let's get this one real quick. Let's go gambling! Alright, not as good, but we got a couple cool ones. I'm assuming. A couple 2-stars. 3-stars included.
새로운 업무는 좌측에.
Alright.
호출이.
I mean, it's better than a level 1 though, right?
넌 예술의 극치를 본 적 있나? 난 그걸 찾기 위해 왔어.
Alright, and a bunch of regular stuff. You said I could get, like, shards for this. How do I do that? Alright, let me go over to here first. And let's go into here. Alright, so the level 2, this one, said was pretty good. Is that one better than this one? It's probably a way to check. Blade Lineage Sinclair is only somewhat good if you have the Blade Lineage Mentor ID. Alright. Good to know. I might switch it just because I'm a... How do I change things? How do I check things? Hang on. I know how to check things. I just... Right. See our fast spread in 34. Alright. Let's go back up here. So we want this one. You. I don't remember who I got. Alright, we got 2 of these. We have to actually probably look at these. 3, 4 skill. 3 skill. First flames. Next turn. Can't tell much more. Just 2-star, didn't play that much. Alright. Alright. Crit, target XP, 2 poise counts. Am I able to, like, back and forth? No, I can't back and forth between them. Alright, let's check this one. Seems a little stuff. This one feels like it might be better. So I think that one's gonna be better for me. I wish there was a compare function. Skills, pulls. Look at the numbers. Alright. Oh wait, I should probably look at these ones. These are the numbers that I need to look at. Right. 9, 5, 1. Actual and skills is generally the important one. It's that. Max roll is the... Is that the +5 or the side? So it's 9 on S1, 13 on S2. Alright. Let's go 1. Oh, so it's these together. It's 2. Hang on, I can do math. I just have to focus and realize where the math is. Max roll, base power left, coin power top, times number of coins. Got it. Right. It's 9. Right, and then if we go over to this one... Wait, is that the one I was just on? Yes, it was. Alright, if we go to this one... Okay, skills... That's 9... And then... 15. So this one's a little bit better, it looks like. Not by much, but just a touch better. Alright, who else do I have? I have one for him. I'm assuming 2 stars is just gonna be better than 1 star in basically every situation. Alright, we got 2 over here. Let's see. Not universal. Got it. Alright, 4, 6 times 2, 8 times 2. Alright, 12, 16, 9, and 16. Alright, so this one seems better. Okay. So I probably have to double check the level 1s. For now, it should be good though. Alright, let me check. Well, I mean, that's a level 3. There are some very bad 2 stars and some decent default A's. Alright, good to know. I feel like this is one of the ones I have to actually double check. And it's a 9. 15, 9 and 15. 5, 10. 10 and 18. That is better then. And then do we want the ego with that? Is that good to have together? Next rule thing, it's a rule of thumb, not a hard and fast rule. Right. At least for now it's good then. Alright. And then that one was a heal. I think. Wait. What's that? Oh. Do I have any ones that are unequipped? I have all the things. Alright. It's 2. Do I have to check this one? Is this 10, 16, 10, 16. Alright, so those ones I probably have to go based off of the other stats. Looks like more health. Personally swap. We'll lose ID. That's you. Was this one better? Is it down here, I'm guessing? 6, 8, 4. Ooh, yeah, that is dip in health at least. That's a nice skill too. Alright. So that one is better on there. So you can't really change on that one. This one. That's that one. Good, double check this one real quick. 10, 12, 9, 16. Skill 2's higher, but skill 1 is... let's see. If the enemy has a low amount of bleed, Kurokuma, their second skill becomes a 4-coin skill if I'm not mistaken. Does it? Right, very cool. Defense. Alright, so I'm assuming this setup is good for now, then, at least with what I have. Alright, might be one of his upties effects. Alright, good to know. Alright. Guessing this is a pretty good setup then. For what I have. Alright, then, in that case, what is over here? Is this all the just ego stuff? But shard thread exchange. Right, cool. I'm guessing this is where I wouldn't do this now. Alright. Good to know. We'll leave that as it is then. Oh, this one, I'm sure. Consider the one decent. Better way of earning thread. Turning shards into thread is usually not worth it. Oh, one more thing. Alright, let's go back to window. This is window, I'm assuming. Wait, no, that's not window. Window is... window. That's window.
해가 내 얼굴에 물끄러미
I know how things work.
눈을 감아도 마찬가지요.
Alright, the top rectangle with exclamation mark. That's events notifications and everything, I'm guessing. System notifs. clear some of these out because that's notifications. It's not. Oh wait, this one, that one. I'm a little bit slow. You're gonna have to bear with me at times. I sometimes will just go, oh, I can do a thing, and not actually think about what I am doing at any given point. This is the season pass, very cool. Pass missions. That. Correct. We got pass level 2. Got pass. Got that. Oh, alright, cool. That. Alright, cool. You don't have enough time to get very far into this one since the season ends in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's not gonna be... I can maybe get like another tier over. Next one will be important for resources. I will keep that in mind and hopefully not forget. Alright, very cool. Next in 4 days. We've already seen my lack of ability to tell the difference between shapes and going, oh, is it over here? Really no life to completed, but it's not really expected for you to do that. I probably wouldn't do that unless it was for like a streamathon, which my throat can barely take 3.5 hours. Give spam win rates in the mirror dungeon, absolute brainless process. I mean, if it works. And then that's mirror dungeon, I'm assuming is this, which is chapter 2. Shouldn't be over there. Right. Customize phrase other players see on your card in the friends menu. Right. I will probably forget to do that, honestly. Permission to Vroom. Honestly, permission to Vroom is best thing I think I could have. 2 left icons to drive your dailies and weeklies. Right, very cool, very nice. Weeklies. Use this is a Souls-like system with phrases and keywords. Alright. Vroom is a dangerous thing, you know. It's perfect, it's amazing. I behold the tip of my career. Crippy, this is my poster child. Perfect, 10 out of 10. Alright. Well, I am going to leave this here. Let me actually see. Do I have anyone I can send you guys to? That is like 400 notifications. That's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. Do you guys want me to send you to another person playing, well, Limbus Company? I can probably do that. Looks in the tip of meat. Alright, let me go over here and put up a poll real quick for that. Oh, thanks for the follow. Oops. And then someone that I'm following is live, so let me put that on there. And thank you for becoming a wanderer. Thank all 3 of you for becoming a wanderer. Alright, hang on. Hopefully I put in the right name for this. double check real quick. Thanks for the stream. See you next time. Yeah, no worries. Hope to see you guys again. Got streams Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. None of them are Limbus Company though. Friday is kind of my... Oh, I am being louder now. I need to lower my mic. Friday is kind of my whatever I feel like playing that weekday. So it could be Limbus Company. Depends on if I feel like playing it on Friday. Or it could be like Phasmophobia or honestly just any random game I decide. Saturday is a collab day for me, so it will be me and 2 other VTubers. And then Sunday is my chat game day, so we are playing, I think, Slipstream this week. Basically, it's the day that chat can feel free to join me in whatever game I'm playing. Alright, send you to another person playing Limbus Company. Let me find someone real quick, get a name. Here. Oh, that's a long name. I'm gonna need to take a screenshot. Hang on. Remembering exactly how things are spelled is not my forte, so let's just do it like this. Let's look at that. There we go. Alright, send you guys over to Zere to watch more Limbus. Right, hope you guys had fun. Hope to see you guys around again. And thank you guys for joining me. And ciao!